He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now, think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squash it and swallow our pride. If we're gonna last, sometimes lingers in my mind. But when he takes his cookie, he reminds me that it's fine. But we're only human, everything ain't always right. But he be having me tripping, go somewhere and clear my mind. Slip me a kiss, then he won't. Confused about this love, I'm like gone. Go right back around into gold. Go right back around, then I won't. This love is so good, I can't lose him. If I had to again, I would choose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. Everybody has a story, but some are just unique. The stuff we've been through made us never broke us, try walking in our feet. One day we are loving hard, the next day not so much. But we don't talk to each other, both of our draws are in a bunch. Easy left, I say right, then we meet in the middle. How we make this work, Lord knows, try more than just a little. Prayed and prayed for something to come true. But even though it's rough sometimes, I know he brought me you. Man on my mind constantly is you. All of the time it's you. Sometimes I think that my dreams came true, but it's all in my mind, I only hope it's true. Slip me a kiss, then he won't. Confused with this love, I'm like don't. Go right back around into dote. Go right back around and I won't. This love is so good, I can't lose him. If I had to again, I would choose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. If we argue again, I might lose him. I'm so confused, yo, I wish it was clearer. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I'm so confused, yo, I wish it was clearer. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. I see you when I look in the mirror. He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now, think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squashing and swallow our pride. If we're gonna last, sometimes lingers in my mind. But when he takes his cookie, he reminds me that it's fine. But we're only human, everything ain't always right. But he be having me tripping, go somewhere and clear my mind. I love him, I don't wanna lose him. I love us, but will I stay choosing? Stay choosing to love us or lose him. Say losing my heart will be bruising. We used to lay back and be cruising, staring at each other, be cruising. This love for you, never I'm losing. This love for us, never I'm losing. He's my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Been loving him for a minute now, think about it makes me cry. We're only human, everything ain't always right. Sometimes we be tripping, squash it and swallow our pride.
Stop me page. I made it think you're a good man, you know. But a little idiot boy, I run up on a stop me page. Me see me yesterday, me say I'll post him out and tell me if you don't want to follow me page. I need something.
A silent drown in emotion. It's really hit the water in my eyes. What's a surprise, I'ma deal with it. But then I see you stalking my page. It's a bit odd behavior at this stage, but hey, if I were you, I'd follow me too. Then be the first one to view my story. I see you, it's cool. Just know that you ain't got it like that. Now you all in your feelings, cause I don't write back. Thoughts must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Thoughts must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Either way, you mad at what I had to say, and at the end of the day, you used to have it your way. This ain't BK, unless you're getting impossibles, and it's impossible to stop my flow. You found my book of writings and threw them in the trash, then trying to hit me up to reminisce about the it's sad, and I just laugh, cause ain't no way you's a fan, so you gon' need to stay in your place or get in line, cause these shows ain't free. You ain't know by now, you don't know me. Poetic essence easy through the crown of your head, and to patch it up you gotta analyze what I said. I bring out the piece in me, and I gave you a piece of me peacefully, for us to see how many seeds it was gonna be. Now you will wanna be back to hell you go with me. Thoughts must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Thoughts must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy. Must be crazy, right? Must be crazy.
I follow my Instagram page, my Facebook page. So I just see my what out the road and I say, dirty boy, I want to stop follow up my thing.
I'm the sun, you the moon, and the light reflects. Complementing each other, that makes us jest. Energy shared between us is so phenomenal. Astrological thinking on the same thought pattern. Let's create a universe where the rings of Saturn. Our love goes deeper than the meanings, feelings, healings. Coasting on the wings of my eye. You're the air that I breathe. Goddess of my dreams. Put you on a pedestal, placed the one above you. Got you going in circles, showing my love Jones. Putting me in a zone, making this house.
I am intentional, I am the sun, I am original, I am the one. I am intentional, I am the sun, I am original, I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence, I will not stop till I reach my mission. I have ambition, I am consistent, people don't cross me without my permission. My journey is in no competition, I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique, I am complete, I am everything that I wish to see. I can create my own reality, I am the best me that I can be. I am manifestation, I am present and patient, I am confident, I am opulent, I am destined for greatness. I am prominent, I'm the consequence of God's love for creation. I am competent, I am proud of it, I am courageous. I am happiness, my energy contagious. I'm a champion, take it and embrace it. I am another queen in the making. I am here to succeed with determination. I have a positive ambiance. I am so grateful, so gracias. I am the one I can call upon. I am my own lucky charm. I am intentional, I am the sun. I am original, I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional, I am the sun. I am original, I am the one. I have a
Hey, peace, 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 and blessings. Peace and blessings, Starseeds. Hey, there you go, Tony. I see you. All right. Glad you made it. I was trying to do a lot backstage. I promise you. Yo, look, all of y'all made it. Perry, I see you. I see you, Uni. I see you, Sunshine. Y'all, I'm excited. Listen. So most of the audience that's usually watching the show, they in the back right now. So they're going to be on the show tonight, y'all. So just be ready. Tonight is Human Design Night, y'all. I've been waiting for a long time for this. So excuse my excitement. Let me just tell you the dopeness of tonight. For one, every artist you just saw, including the intro song to my video, is on the show tonight. That's right. You saw Universe's video, you seen Miss A Rise's video, and you saw Miss Sunshine Monet. Oh, yes, you did. You heard her on the intro to my video. We're gonna also play her song at the end of this podcast. So listen, how dope is it that everybody's music that I play here has been here. Well, not everybody who I play here, but mostly everybody I play here has been here on the show and is here tonight. Shout out to you guys with the dope ass beats because I can't do it. So thank you for your music to be the background to this podcast. We love you. All right, y'all. I'm excited again. This is Human Design Night. So I know some of my guests are going to be here for a short amount of time, while others will be able to be here for a little bit longer. So, this is not gonna be easy to chime in, but I'm gonna need y'all to work around because we got a couple of folks in the building. So I'm gonna introduce you guys and I'm going to bring you onto the screen. So I'm only going to bring you up once I see you on camera and you're ready to go. So once you're on there you go. Okay, everybody's on camera. Okay, everybody's ready. Okay. So what we'll do is the first video that you saw was a really dope artist by the name of A Rise. And I love the video. It's called Kia's Heart. I play it like to death over here, y'all. So I know y'all love it because y'all be hitting me up like, yo, I love that shit. It's dope. So without further ado, here is A Rise.
Hey.
I'm not touching nothing. I promise you, producer, I'm not touching nothing. Hey, A Rise.
Hey.
Thank you for taking the time to join us here for Human Design.
I told you I always got time for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yo, people say it and they mean it here though. People say that and then they don't mean it. But over here, when I ask for folks, they don't be saying no. They may say, dang, let me see what I could do, but never a no. So I appreciate y'all for that. Yeah. All right. The second video y'all saw was another dope artist straight out of Augusta, Georgia, by the name of Miss Universe. Yes, Miss Universe. Yes. Hey, Uni. Oh, you muted. Oh, my bad. Oh, do we have to mute you? Unmute you? Yes, there you go.
My bad. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Miss Uni, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you could join us tonight.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for y'all to get here and get this information. I'm just going to tell y'all, I'm excited because first and foremost, when J Mill said it changed her life, I said, you know what? I got to get everybody in here so they could be like, Raquel, you changed my life. And then I'd be feeling like Ayana, right? Just fix your shit. No, I'm just playing. But I just felt like that was a real inspiration to get this started. And so we got a resident human design expert who's going to be joining us in a few minutes. So without further ado, it's more folks backstage, y'all. Let's bring up Sunshine, who is, y'all hear it, the trap formation queen, goddess, Miss Sunshine Monet L. Hey, Sunshine.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. I'm bringing all the ladies out first because we only got one gentleman, so we're going to bring him out last. We got to let him feel real good. All the goddesses just open the doors for you. How you doing, Sunshine?
All is well. I'm hella and chilling.
Yeah, I'm over here chilling. You are bundled up for all of us. I'm over here sweating, and you are making me hotter.
I can't do the cold. As soon as I feel air, it's just like, oh no, air is not good, Patrick. Air is not good.
No. And we have one more beautiful goddess to bring with us to the stage. Now, y'all know I play the shit out of some telepathy over here. Y'all know I got a God complex my damn self. And y'all know I love me some Tony Hickman. So welcome, Miss Tony Hickman, to the stage.
Peace, everybody.
Hey. Hey. Welcome back, man. Listen, for one, I had so many shows lined up this week. I was like, I got to get in contact with everybody, make sure they're going to be here for this show. And I waited till like the night before the show, be like, yo, I'm just confirming and all of y'all, every last one of y'all showed up. So I really appreciate you being here.
Man, it's all love.
Yes.
All love. Yes.
Look, I love your smile. You just bright.
Girl, you see my eyes. I have had no sleep. I'm telling you, I'm on one right now, but I'm up. I
Well,
need to
the
get this
lighting is
info.
beautiful. I don't see a
Baby, the
problem.
lighting is helping me.
All right. So
So,
listen, this would been all the beautiful goddesses have entered the building. Now, without any further ado, the gods. We have one gentleman here tonight. And let me tell you, he is the barbecue master. He makes food that makes your mouth say, but it don't add to your hips. It just adds to your brain. You know what?
Plant
Yes,
Master.
yes,
Oh my
he is here. Yes, he
God. Right.
is. Perry the barbecue master. Please welcome to the
What's up, goddesses?
Peace.
What's up?
Hey, hey,
How's
Yes,
it
what a
going?
surprise.
good.
Yep,
How are
yep.
you?
I'm doing great, doing great. Out here in
I'm
was sunny San Diego. It's nighttime now, but been gobbling up all this sun out here. So
good. Yo,
So,
I'm glad you soaking it up. I love the fact that you're following the sun because us over
yeah,
here, we're freezing.
sun chaser.
Yes, absolutely. That's the beauty. So listen, our human design expert will be joining us. I know she is because I just seen her. She just read that message. She said she was running behind it, but I told her we got videos. It's kind of like going to the movies, boo. You got to sit back, get your popcorn, go ahead. You can get ready. It's gonna be about 15 minutes. We about 18 minutes. All right. So I want to make sure all of y'all got your charts. Everybody knows their aura type and their profile.
yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. Everybody's ready to ask their question. And everybody who's watching, hope you got your charts, hope you got your aura type, hope you got your profile because this
I don't have
information.
all of that, but I'll pull it up.
Like, it's something.
What'd you say?
I'm like, I don't
Uh,
have.
okay, so your aura type. Okay, let's pull up the banners real quick. I'm gonna mute everybody's mic and then we're gonna pull up the banner real quick. Can you put up the four? Yep, here we go. So you should have one of these as your type or manifesting generator. So you're either a manifester, a manifesting generator, a projector, a generator, or a reflector. So everybody should
Oh,
have
yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I know that part. I thought it
All
was
right.
some the numbers and all of that. Like, I don't have all the exact numbers or whatever.
Okay. Okay. So then you won't get too far into those questions, but you can ask the questions about your aura type. So the numbers
Okay.
are going to help you with your particular profile. So you guys should have a 2-digit number. It's like it's two numbers and it's like one slash another. So I'm like a 6-2 profile. Everybody has that. You have that, A-Raj, you
I
know?
think mine is like 5-1.
Yes, you were a
I,
5-1.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
remember
Okay.
that I was a generator, but you said something else too. I don't remember.
You a
Manifesting
projector,
generator.
A-Raj. Me and you the same.
A projector, but it was
Yeah.
something too. You said,
Yeah. I need your numbers. I got to look yours.
what was it? My birthday?
Yeah, you just got to have your exact time of birth so you can get your profile information.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Uh-huh. I think you sent me your chart though a while ago. Did you?
We did it in person.
That's right. We sure did at the event. So when I met A-Rise, y'all, just a quick short story. When I met, there's our expert. When I met A-Rise, when I saw her, I said, "Oh, you a projector." And she was like, it's so funny because I got video of her just looking at me like, oh. And then when I started explaining it to her, she was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. That's me. And I was like, no, you a projector for real. I can tell, like, I'm a projector and I can feel your energy. Like, you just make shit happen. And like, people come to you to sit here because she was sitting there. Like she did henna, right? And it was just something about, like, I didn't give a damn how much it was going to be. I just wanted her to touch my hand and put it on my hand because it was like her energy made you want her. And I said, man, she got projector
Gravitate.
energy. Just,
Right.
yeah. Like, she's just waiting for the invitation, and all she got to do is just sit there. And when I walked up to her and then she didn't know about human design, we pulled it up on my phone. And when I read it to her and she gave me her birthday and it said projector, I said, I knew it. I'm getting good at this shit. Oh shit. I can just bring people in now. I'm getting good at this shit. So that's when I knew that it was like time for classes and shit like that. So let me just say that. Okay, y'all. I did say all the goddesses, but I get to rest tonight because the main goddess has entered the building. Wait, that wasn't supposed to laugh. was not. I promise you. So I got a little roadcaster, but I got it down here and it's trying to slide. And I try to catch it and then the laughter and all that shit. Okay. I should just stop. Okay. Okay. Here we go. What's this sound? Yes, yes, you guys. The host of the show, the human design expert herself, the beautiful, the magnificent, the hello. Claudia. I'm not jacking her name up. Is in the building. So come on, Claudia. There she is. Yes,
Hi.
yes.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Peace and love and blessings to all you beautiful people. I'm so excited to be here. Hi,
Yes.
Foxy.
Hello, welcome, welcome. Listen, I am in the audience, so let me just introduce y'all. I am Foxy Roxy. I have a podcast called Pronoia Star C Podcast, but I am not running the show tonight. I have a producer, and I am sitting back, and I'm about to learn about myself. I'm about to learn about myself. So y'all might see me click in and out, but that's only, hey, I hope, listen, wait a minute. Hold up, because I'm looking over here and these numbers y'all just coming in the building. As y'all enter the building, make sure you pushing that little love, like, subscribe, notification, all that, them good buttons. Just take a quick second to push them. It don't take much. If you're on Facebook, you know you love it. Just push the love button. Just little love, just a little love. Yes, do that real quick. Okay, let's get that out the way because, that's all we ask you to do. We don't ask for no money. We don't ask you for nothing but your time and a little love. All right. We got the projectors in the house. All right. All right. Everybody's ready. Okay. So, Claudia, I'm going to let you take over. Again, I thank you all for being here. I'm going to be asking questions just like y'all. And again, if you can't be here long, I know some like Tony, I think you on a time schedule. So, you're
But
going to
I'm
have to
here.
pop
Don't
in there.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm here. I'll
And
get
just
what
I'm
I
just
need to
saying,
get done.
yep, that's it right there. Everybody here to get what they need
Thank
to get. I'm
you.
gonna get it. Yes, yes. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure you are listen. Wait, one more quick announcement. We are, and I'm excited about this, y'all. I just got on YouTube and we are about 7 subscribers from 100, and I'm excited. And these are all organic folks that just come in and watch the podcast.
Yes.
So thank you. You next 7 are going to give somebody a really nice prize over here. And if you did not notice, I have a new Instagram page called Pronoia RC Merch. Oh shit. That's right. So you're going to get a really nice prize over here once we hit that 100. And I promise you, I'm going to be really excited. So again, that was my last announcement. I am turning the mic, the stage, and everything else over to you, Claudia, our expert human design person. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. I feel like I just got put on the spot. Like I'm like, how is this? Okay, so I'm the hostess with the mostest. Hello, everyone that's here.
Peace.
Hi, Sunshine Morning. I'm
Hi.
sorry, I like logged in from my phone, so your names are really tiny. But I'm assuming everybody here knows what their human design type is and their profile. And I just want to first open up the floor to just get to know you a little bit better. If everybody wants to go around and just tell us your human design type. And I guess everyone, if you have anything that is jumping from the top of your head, like that you're really curious about in regards to when you first looked at your chart, that you want to start, getting the ball rolling so that we can do this, interactive flow. So yes, let's start with A Rise.
It's a rise,
A Rise.
like a rise.
Arise. That's beautiful.
How are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm sleepy, but um
Man.
I'm relaxed today. Today's been a good day.
Good.
Um so as far as me, all my life I've pretty much just done whatever comes naturally to me. And that's been a mixture of things when it comes to singing and dancing and acting and modeling and anything creative wise that I can get my hands on, art, sewing, just using my whole body for everything that makes sense to me, you know. Um, and from what I have been told, I'm a projector. As far as like the numbers and stuff like that, I'm not exactly sure. I did not come prepared at all, so I apologize.
You're good. You're good. Well, it's nice to meet you, Arise, and it's nice to see you. I am also, I had coffee, so I'm a little wired. Like, I had coffee not too long ago, but I feel you on the sleepiness because it is late.
Yeah,
It's late. If I hadn't had that coffee, I'd have probably been like yawning up in here right
yeah,
now.
yeah. And I
But
apologize.
also,
When I'm at my family's house right now, and everybody is in the basement turning up. So I'm not sure if you can hear them yelling over Uno right now.
It's all
Oh
good.
wow. If you hear any random loud sounds, just please just disregard. Don't pay any attention to it.
felt. And it's beautiful that you said that whole thing about sleepiness, right? Because when it comes to projectors, projectors have like this limited kind of, well, and I wouldn't even say limited. It's more like you take in a lot of energy from your surroundings,
Yeah.
but projectors do need a lot of rest time. Need a lot of like alone in your own energy time in order to regenerate and in order to also come to a balance about like your own energy levels. But it's really hard to tell with projectors because when you're in a room full of a lot of people and when there's a lot of generators in the room, you tend to get a lot of energy. You can tend to like, I like to say like it's funny because I observe everyone and I'm always like paying attention, especially when I know people's human design, but I always notice that projectors tend to have like the most energy sometime and I'm just like, how is this person so elevated? And it's because it's like you have like this ability to just soak energy in and then just kind of give it back. It's
Yeah.
like this constant regeneration of energy. But then the one thing that is said about projectors is that you have to recognize your own limits. You have to be able to pull yourself away and come into your own because you can get burned out in using up all the energy that's around you because it's like there's no limit. It's like you're just gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. And then when the energy is out, you don't have necessarily the same energy to do the same things. So it's about kind of pacing yourself and understanding your own rhythm. But also knowing that projectors, you are I was just explaining to someone, you are the managers. You are the ones that are here to really guide and use your energy very wisely. And because of that, you're meant to spend a lot of time in play, a lot of time in joy, a lot of time in pleasure, and not as much time in active work and things that feel like heavy, things that feel like you're putting a lot of energy towards it, then that tends to burn you out. When it comes to projector, that's why it's about waiting for the invitation because there's the right invitations that come that are for you and you are supposed to kind of just allow yourself to really immerse yourself in the things that you love, in the things that call you. And it sounds like from what you're saying, you are there with your alignment with when it comes to your artistry. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So once Pranoia told me that I was a projector, I definitely looked more into it. And I was like, dang, that's why I be so sleepy. Cause I cause I'll randomly like I'll be in the house or something and I will be engulfed with just sleepiness, just wanting to take a nap.
Oh
And then
my God.
I started listening to that. But being a wife and having kids and just responsibilities, it makes you feel like, oh, I can't take a nap right now. I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to clean this, I got to cook this, I got to manage 5 businesses. It's like a lot. And then I just started saying like, forget that, like I need this vessel to do what it needs to do. And this is the only one that I have right now. So I have to treat it the way it wants to be treated. I have to care for it. So if it's a nap, I'll be like, bye. I go upstairs, I close the door, and I'm out for however much sleep I need to get. So yeah,
Good.
it makes a whole lot of sense. And finding that balance, like even like being at my parents' house or just being out somewhere, I'll take a second to myself to just kind of breathe, like go somewhere in solitude and just kind of breathe and get my energy together. Um, so just being more aware of that has been extremely helpful.
Good. Good. That, yeah. I feel like a lot of the projectors that I know in big groups, it's like energy's up, and then when isolated, it's like knocked out. Like my oldest, it shocks me how quick she is to just fall asleep in like the randomest places, and I'm just like, okay. Like the tiredness just hits. It
Yeah.
hits. Uni, I see you.
Peace. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling?
I'm I'm well. I won't complain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me see if I remember. I might not remember, but I think generator.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yep.
Have you have you looked at your chart? Or is there anything like that you're curious about since we last chatted?
Um I think I don't know if that's something I would have to do like one on one, but like understanding the um the profile and the definition, like just getting more understanding of it overall. I think I have a really good understanding as far as the type, the generator, because it's spot on. But then when it comes to like the profile and the definition and all of that and the incarnation cross, I have no idea. I don't.
So, are you emotional authority or sacral?
um Emotional solar plexus.
Plexus. Okay. And what's your profile?
4-6.
4-6. Okay. So your profile, I can get into the profile. The incarnation cross is a little bit more intricate, right? It's a lot more detailed. And in regards to the definition, uh your definition is all the centers that are colored in, right? So everything that's colored in, that's what you have defined. And anything that you have in your chart that's blank, that's white,
Mhm.
those are where you're undefined. And so your undefined areas, that's where we tend to get conditioned. That's where we tend to get energy from the outside in. And it's called the not self. So anything that's colored in, it's what you kind of came in here with. It's your kind of like innate
Mhm.
personality and way of being and lessons is what you came here, and that's who you are. It's your senses of power, and your
Mhm.
energy is already kind of it's stamped in there. So
Mhm.
your white areas, they say, it's where you get your wisdom from. It's going to be the places where you're going to have the most pain and probably the most joy, because there's no cap there. It's this huge area of your life that you're going to battle with the most, because that's your understanding is coming from the outside in, and so that comes in and you process it, you do things in the way that people do them, you look at your surroundings, and you just take in, it's your programming, it's what's been put in there since birth. And
Mhm.
so those are the lessons that you're here to master, and those are the lessons that you're here to conquer. And that's why it's your largest sense of wisdom. It's where the most learning is going to happen, is those white centers. So they're going to be your source of stress and your sources of joy. And as an emotional authority, and I have talked about this a little bit again, but half of the population in the world are emotional authority. And so your emotional authority means your solar plexus is defined, and your solar plexus in human design is it's your emotional wave. So people that are emotional authority, and more people that are emotional authority, as you get aware of this, what you're being told to do is to give yourself time to ride your emotional wave before making a life-changing decision. When it comes to things that are super important on your list, you have, and like you get an opportunity, something comes to you as a generator, you're here to respond. So with your being an emotional authority, you're here to give yourself time to go through your emotional wave. And emotional authorities, it's such a beautiful thing because you ride this emotional wave from the top to the bottom. You feel all the excitement of the yes and all the dread of the no, of all the decisions that you make, and you don't ever feel like it's super 100% yes. You don't, it's not part of your design to feel like this is it for me, yes, 100%. No, that's not emotional authority. For emotional authority, you're gonna ride the wave of the yes. You're like, yes, yes, so exciting, and then you're gonna hit a point where you're like, oh no, but then this and this, and oh no, and like you're gonna feel the pain, and you're gonna want to cry, and oh, maybe I can't do that. That's part of your design. You have to just let the emotions come. And then when you hit a point of calm, then really re-ask yourself. And as a generator, your power zone is your sacral. So you ask your gut. Your gut will tell you yes or no. So when you hit a point of calm, you're feeling chill, you check in with your gut, and your gut will tell you yes or no. And then you go with that. And you'll feel like yes, it's a yes, right? Because your gut told you it's a yes. And this is for generators. Projectors at emotional authority, your gut isn't telling you, isn't going to be your guidance. So it's not. But for generators, our guts are our superpower. It's what tells us yes or no. And that's our response. The goal for us is to know ourselves, empower ourselves to be able to trust that response, because we go through so much conditioning that we tend to not listen to that gut, because the gut it be telling us some things and we just be like, oh, this don't make sense. Our brain starts kicking in, our logic kicks in and starts talking to us and telling us this is not it, this, you're, why would you do that, right? We start questioning ourselves. And really following the path of your design and understanding yourself and getting to know yourself, stripping yourself away from all the conditioning, is what gets you in alignment to why you're here. It's what gets you closer to your purpose. So if you dedicate yourself to your mission and why you're here, and you make that determination, I'm here to trust myself, I trust myself, then allow yourself to really follow those gut responses, even though your mind will try to talk you out of it. And that's the hugest challenge. And also, generators, because we have so much energy, we tend to give our energy away. So we tend to leak our energy by saying yes to things that are no's, right? Because we're not listening to that gut response, because we think, oh, I have energy to do it. So we tend to fall into people pleasing, and we give up and leak our energy. So if you find yourself with projects that are not completed, with things that you said yes to that you don't find the energy to do it, it's because that wasn't for you. So the things that you say yes to, the things that your gut says yes to, you will have energy to do. Like you won't even know how you have the energy to do it, but you have it. It's like it's your gut says yes, the energy is there. If your gut says no and you still said yes, you don't have the energy for it, and you will start feeling that. Your body will shut down. Like you will knock out, because that's also the generator thing. We have a lot of energy, but we also, it's like we are the worker bees, right? So we have that 8 hours of work, and then we need 8 hours of sleep. It's like you have this amount of battery to get this thing done today, and then once it's done, once you reach that tire point, you're knocked out. Like there's no, it's like that's it. And it's so funny to me because my generator friends, like I see it. It's like once you hit a certain point in the day, it's like nothing else is getting done. It's time to go to sleep. Like the energy is gone. Bye.
Didn't I say that when I asked you what time, Cornelia? I was like, I'm gonna have to take a nap before.
Absolutely. You know what? She sure did. She said it.
Yeah.
She sure did.
You
But let me
gotta
tell you,
you gotta replenish that
I
energy.
see you.
Like,
Let me just chime in real quick about them generators. Because how many people are generators? Can you put your hands up if you're a generator? So we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got about 3. So 3 of the 5 of us are generators. Y'all generators can go like freaking energizer batteries. But when it's time to cock out, y'all don't give a shit about nobody around you. It's like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I will talk to you tomorrow. You can be mad if you want to. I'm about to take this damn nap. I don't care. I needed that sleep. And I feel that because I'm a projector and I'm gonna chime in with a rise. Girl, you moving like a generator. That's why your ass is tired. You be over there doing all these things. You need to slow your ass down. I learned my projector ways. I sleep a lot. First of all, I am a cat reincarnated, so I need 80% times of sleep. Now I'm a projecting cat, so now I need even more damn sleep. Don't be over there doing that generator thing. Now listen, Claudia, I told the story earlier when I met her. I didn't even look at her human design. When I met her, I knew she was a projector. I knew it. She like you, and you told her that she is actually living in, because all of the things she's doing is really just her being her and loving what she's doing. She's not putting a lot of, it's like it comes effortlessly because it's what she loves to do. And I can tell that even when she did the henna, even when she told the story of how she started doing henna, it was an invitation to do it. The invitation to do it came to her. She didn't go looking for henna. Henna came to her. So see, I knew it when I just met her. So thank you, Claudia, for that. I'm not gonna take over no more, y'all. I can talk. All right, shut up.
so the one other thing I wanted to mention in regards to the profile. So everything with human design, and you all, when you look at your chart, there's two sides to it. There's a red side and there's a black side. And what it is your unconscious and conscious self. And so that's why there's a duality. The unconscious self and the conscious self. The conscious is your personality that you kind of chose. And it's said to be like 180 days or 90 days before your date when you were born. That's what the skies look like. And that's your conscious side. That's your personality. That's what you came stamped with. And then your unconscious side is the energies from when you were born. And so, with that said, those two numbers that make up your profile is your personality. So, you have two numbers because you have the conscious and the unconscious number. So, for you, Uni, as a 4-6, you're an opportunist role model. So, the opportunist is the 4. And the 4, if you and anybody that has a 4 in their profile, it means you're an opportunist, you're a networker. You're here to really have a wide network of people, and most of the opportunities that will come to you are going to be through the people that you know. 4 lines are, it's all about who you know. Your business success, everything that's kind of coming into your life, that will come into your life and that has come into your life, will likely come from somebody you know. And 4 lines tend to be a little suspicious of people that are not in their inner circle. So it's like, if I don't know you, then there's like some kind of trepidation there. You are here to meet people, and you naturally have this, what I've observed a lot in 4 lines is like you naturally have this placement of people in your life. It's like you know why somebody comes into your life, like what role they're gonna play. And it's interesting because, to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, like this other day I was having a feeling against a friend of mine that's a 4 line, and I was thinking about it as like 4 lines can tend to be a little manipulative because it can come across like you know the role that somebody's here to play in your life, and so you almost don't let people leave that role. It's like, like you are this in my life, like like you don't get to move past that. And there's like some negotiation that has to happen in order to really like navigate through those lines that you set, like you preset. So, as an opportunist, though, you have this vision for people, and that's why you are able to keep this network. And your network is your strength. For 4 lines, your network is your strength. The 6th line is the role model. So, for the 6th line, what that means is your life is divided into three sections. And so there's from birth to like 30 years old, and then there's the middle point, which is from 30 to 50, and then after 50. So from the first 30 years of your life, a six line operates as a three line. So the three line is the martyr, and the three line is someone who does things by trial and error, learns their lessons by trial and error, really goes out and just tries things and then fails and then tries something else. And it's just kind of going for things and making like a lot of decisions, and just it's like you have to learn by experience as a three line. And so three lines, you just want to investigate things. You want to be able to come back to the community and be like, oh, I know that this works and this doesn't work. So that's a three line. And as a six line, you operate in this way until you hit about 30 years old. And after 30 years old, it says you go into the roof. So after 30, between 30 and 50, you're in this observation. Now you've made a lot of mistakes. You've learned a lot of lessons. You're not even quite sure what lessons you've learned. You just know that you can't do things that you did like you did them before. So you're in this middle stage of life where you're observing people, you're observing yourself, you're trying to decide what it is, you're learning new things, you're bringing things into your life, and it's kind of like this place of reckoning almost. So it's this time of growth and pause. And after this middle point time, you become and embody the role model. So in the in between from 30 to 50, this is a time of growth. This is a time of exploration. This is a time of observation. And then after you kind of have taken in what you need to take in, you've learned your lessons from the 30 years that you was just doing things without any real rhyme or reason, but really trying to figure out what's for you, what's not for you. But by 50, you got it together. By 50, you have your sense of purpose. You know why you're here. You're walking your walk, you're talking your talk, and now people are looking to you as a role model. People are looking to you, for example. People are looking to you to lead. So your leadership and your energy and your magnetism really shines brighter at that point, like after 50. I feel like I struggle. I'm a six line also. I'm a six two. And I have struggled a lot to really understand. And I think it's really been this year, after really taking a step back and just reviewing certain things, I really do see where I am in this midpoint and getting comfortable there, because it's like you want things to happen in your life, you want things to move, and it's like, why do I gotta wait till I'm 50? Like, why is it when I'm 50 that I'll know, right? But it's that's the impatience that we sometimes have in this process. But for the sixth line, you've lived a lot of life. Now it's time for you to kind of really just allow yourself to commit to integrate the lessons that you've learned over the past. That's kind of this coasting time in terms of getting to know yourself, so that by the time that you really hit your role model, you are fully embodied and you're walking your walk and talking your talk, and people are, like I said, looking to you for that guidance that you're going to provide. There's just certain people that have that energy, that leadership energy, and so you are one of those people, and people will look to you and will want to see what's Uni doing, like how can I get put on, so does that make sense?
Yes. Yep. Thank you.
So y'all, this is why it's important to know, if you don't know yet, and you can go back and pull your profile numbers, but your double numbers, your numbers are going to give you more intricate details into who and like what you are and what you're here to do and how you're going to do it. So just make sure when you get a chance, if you didn't get it while you're here, go back and look at your profile, because she's going to go over a few, and a lot of us fall under different profiles, but different aura types, right? Because I'm a 6'2", but I'm a projector. She's a 6'2", but she's a generator. But we have the same profile type. So as you listen in, and she talks to others about their aura types and their profile types, if it resonates with you, it may be because because I have a 6 in my conscious, and then my subconscious is the 2. And so Uni Her in her subconscious is the six. So question real quick, what is the difference of how it shows up in this life if your six is in your subconscious versus if it's in your conscious? So if your six is first versus second, how does that show up?
So a lot of the things, and that's a great question, Foxy. Thank you. A lot of the things when it comes to human design, when it comes to the unconscious and the subconscious things, those are things that are always present, but you're not aware of them. It's not like you have a knowing of them in a sense. So the things that are conscious, you can kind of you can see it. You can, if you have done any work to really examine yourself to, and when I do readings for people, like I'll tell them these are the things that are the conscious, and they'll say yes. But the things that are unconscious are the people that sometimes the things that people struggle to really identify with, because it's your unconscious, and it's like your unconscious doesn't sleep. Your unconscious is always there, but it's that whole thing about like making your unconscious conscious, which is what human design does. It's bringing forward what is playing in the background. So for Uni, for example, that role model identity is part of her. It's embedded there, but it might not be forward, like a forward knowing. It's just things that are playing in the background, but it's still part of your persona, and it's still part of who you are, whether you are aware of it or not. And now with human design, it gives you the chance to have some more awareness around it.
Perfect. All right. All right. Next person. Who's next? Who's next?
Who's next? Perry.
That's him.
Hey, hey, what's going on?
Hi, what's up, Perry? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good.
Good, good. Well, I'm actually a generator as well. I'm a 1-4 investigative opportunist. Uh, my strategy is to respond. My not self is frustration, and I'm an emotional solar plexus as well. So
Okay.
I've looked into human design some because I love systems and different schools of thoughts and knowledge of self. So I know like some of the foundational things of human design as it gets on into the more intricate things. I haven't dug that too deep, but I have looked into it some.
Nice. Is there any question that you had about your overall body graph?
I really haven't got, like you said, a lot of the details, like the numbers that are within the like your open and or your defined and undefined, like your spleen, your solar plexus, your root. There's numbers inside of those little areas or whatever. I haven't really dug too deep on what those things are in the red line and the black line. But like you said, um, when I started learning these things about myself and applying them, it worked a lot better. Like you said, um, for opportunists, a lot of my prior jobs came from um, my network, being my family, my friends. And so once I really became more self aware, I started to learn that some of the things I was doing I wasn't operating in who I really was, but in a sense, I was unconsciously operating in that way as well. And so once I started really applying that knowledge to my life, which is some discomfort because you're used to being or growing up one way or taught one way. And so when you start really living out who you're supposed to be, it kind of goes against the grain of what people want you to be or who you were. And learning who I was really opened my eyes and helped me navigate the world a little bit better. A whole lot better, actually, not just a little bit.
I love that. They say that, and it's funny because Foxy kept in the blurb to advertise. I think this episode was saying "Know thyself," and that "Know thyself" is really an overall for generators. Do you know that? Like that's for generators. Projectors are here to know themselves, but through the lens of others. That's why you're projectors. But generators are here to know thyself. And a beautiful tool, like I was telling Uni, is that gut response. That gut response is your tell. It's what's going to take you wherever you need to be. And if you commit to just listening, if you commit to allowing yourself that space, it's amazing what will happen. Now with human design, they say there's a 7-year deconditioning process because there's so much conditioning that we go through in our lives. And so for generators and manifestors, it tends to be a little easier to start the deconditioning process because we're energy types and you can immediately start putting to use your strategy and your authority. And in doing that, you get led to wherever you need to go and you get put into the rooms that you need to be in. And as a 1-4, the one is that investigator. The one is the chaser, the researcher, the one that's looking for information, has questions, is questioning a lot of things. Like that one energy is really powerful to really uncover things, to just get to the bottom of things. Oh, I have a lot of one friends, and it's so funny because for a long time, I feel like it was after I really understood and started understanding human design that I see and like I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I avoid my friends that are ones. I have a lot of 1-3 friends. And sometimes I avoid them because they're the ones that ask the questions. And sometimes they're like, I don't want to answer questions. And if I tell them a story, immediately they're just like, but how about this? And what's this? Like they always have a stream of questions. And I'm like, stop questioning me. Like I don't even like, like what is this? The cows, like leave me alone. Like I don't want to answer all these questions. And so sometimes I do tend to avoid the one lines a little bit because again, I have a lot of 1-3 friends for some reason. And when you start looking into human design and see the people that are around you, and then you start seeing how you interact with them, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But ones have this beautiful ability to even ask these questions that just get people thinking something that wasn't even on the table. It's just like, oh, you are definitely the type that will Google and research and just want to get to the bottom of something. And that 4 energy is definitely your network, your community, you that's where your trust lies. That's where your opportunity lies. That's where you're going to want to do business. And someone has to be able to get close to you in order for you to even open up. Like that's that energy. And as an emotional, same thing goes for you with as all the emotional. You have to let your emotional wave run. You have to let that wave run. Any decision that comes to you, give yourself space and time. They say the tool for emotional authorities is 48 hours. You should at least give yourself 48 hours before you commit to something that's going to be a huge commitment of your time, that's going to alter your life in some kind of way. And what I love to tell my emotional authorities when we do like private readings is if someone's not willing to wait for your response, then that probably is already your indication that that's not for you. Because people have to be willing to work with your energy and you have to be able to understand that what's for you is for you and what's not isn't, right? And so if someone's not willing to give you 48 hours of time, if someone's not willing to let you ride your emotional wave, then already that's a big flag for you to pay attention to.
Hell yeah. That's all I gotta say. Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say that as far as like the one, what's funny about me, and especially the emotion, I know I'm also a Pisces Virgo, so by nature I'm always opposing myself. Like the bads are really bad and the goods are really good, and I could be very self-destructive, but I could also be very, creative to the max. And I'm always trying to find that middle piece, but I find myself being that I'm such an investigator that I actually don't ask a lot of people questions. I go look for it myself because I'm a skeptic. So the answer I get from people doesn't always suffice for me. So a lot of people get mad at me because I won't take what they're trying to tell me. I'll be like, I gotta go figure that out on my own. and then I'll get back to you on what I got after my research. So, yeah, so I'm really trying to find the way to get out of my not self, because I had like a not self day today with just the frustration of things, just knowing a lot has a certain advantage, but it also has a disadvantage in that a lot of people don't know themselves. So living amongst a society that don't know who they are, and you're basically fully aware where they aren't, it's almost living in almost like a purgatory sometimes, because it's like, why can't they see what I see? Why can't they do what
Cheers to
and you
that
put
shit.
these on.
Cheers.
Yeah. So I need this balance of trying to figure out how to not be in my not self so much, because I do find myself getting really frustrated being in society as a whole.
I got the fix for you on that. So essentially, when you're frustrated, you know that what leads to frustration is things that you're not listening to your gut on. So when you're not in alignment with your gut responses, it's going to lead to frustration. It's going to lead to that energy leak. It's going to lead to situations that were not meant for you because you said yes when it really was a no, or you didn't give yourself enough time to even run through the emotions. You impulsively made a decision and you just went with it. And you had to take some time to just pause and reflect back. And when you do that, when you find yourself feeling frustrated, you have to evaluate and analyze where you kind of mixed up the signals in terms of what your actual response was. So you're gonna find yourself frustrated when you say yes to things that are no. You're gonna find yourself frustrated when you're giving your energy away freely, and that typically happens when you say yes when it really was a no response. So the way that you will stop feeling as much frustration is really taking your time, honoring that answer, and also knowing for generators is really important for us to realize as well that our sacral is an in the moment response and it can change. It's not a set response and it can change. But know that when you don't get a response from your gut, it's a no. It's a not right now. And you can try again later. Like you can ask them again later, but when you don't get a response, it's a no. Like if we start being that clear with ourselves, and it's hard, it's harder, it's easier said than done, essentially. And I can tell you by experience, it's easier said than done, but it really is as clear as your gut tells you yes or no. Are you willing to follow that response? Or are you gonna allow yourself to get bullied into giving a yes when it's really a no? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have to honor yourself. Honor yourself first and foremost. And it's not the easy road. It's not the easy road because it is changing how you've been doing things because through your white spaces and the places that you've been conditioned, you've allowed yourself to give your energy away. You've allowed it for so long. So now making a switch and being like, okay, I'm really going to listen to my gut. And the thing is that your gut will tell you to stop doing a whole bunch of things that you've been doing. And then that's hard because now other people have already have those expectations from you. Like already coming to you with that. And so you're switching lanes. And that is hard. That is a hard part of the process. And that is a decision that you have to come to and that clarity. Otherwise, like what do you want more of in your life? What do you want to experience more of? Because if you are continuously experiencing frustration, then that's already your indication that things need to change. Otherwise, you're going to continue to experience frustration. So it's either you're going to just be a frustrated person all the time, or you're going to figure out how to actually listen to yourself and honor what your gut is telling you and doing that. And it's difficult and the process of growth is difficult. You have to lose things to gain things, right? And so this is the process of transformation that we are continuously on. And so some people will come along for the ride and some people will take the stop and exit, and that's the part of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot, not to take up too much time, because I can go on and on about all this stuff, but but I find that I'm more like I trust my intuition, and I actually do move in a way that um, I trust my gut. I listen to my gut more than anything. I think it's like you're talking about the opportunity. Was it the number 4 that knows the people in their life and knows the role that they have in their life, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I know myself so well and what's going on around me that when things aren't operating outside of myself the way that I think it should be, that's what brings on frustration. Because it feels like at a certain point we all have a certain knowing, and I have to reel myself back in, knowing that I can't control every situation, even if I know something might be better than another, what other choice there is. And so the issue is that I trust myself more than I trust anybody else, right? And so when I see things not going the way that I think it should be going, then that's when I start getting frustrated, because I feel like I have an uncanny ability to discern and feel energies, and I kind of have been not only raised but in my intuition have an ability to. I'm very prudent, and I think things through really a lot before I make the decisions, right? And so when I see that people in my circle aren't doing that and they're just kind of willy nilly doing things, and I can't get them to see the things that I'm trying to see, that's where the frustration comes, and just learning to let them do their own thing and they'll figure it out on their own. But I'm just trying to save them time. But sometimes you can't do that.
You can't save anybody that doesn't want to be saved. But
Right,
also
right.
like the the key to a lot of this life, and human design can be a little rough because it is the science of differentiation and it's individualist perspective. And it centers you. You are the main character of your story, right? And therefore, you have to take full ownership of your experience and your experience only. And in respecting your experience, stop projecting onto others what you think is best for them. Just trust that everybody's doing the best they can for themselves. And if the people around you are not, and you cannot identify with the choices that they're making, then that's a reflection on you. That's a reflection on you, not on them. So there's a part of us on the self growth and personal development journey that has to take responsibility for ourselves and understand that we get to choose the energies that are around us. And so sometimes there's a split, and that's what I was trying to kind of allude to. There's a lot of different things that you mentioned. So the way that you think and the way that you intuit and your gut response, they're three different things. So your mind is saying one thing, your intuition is telling you something, and your gut response is telling you something else. And from what you mentioned to me, and this is probably likely, you are very intuitive human, and you might have your spleen defined or you might have it open. Your spleen in human design is where your intuition and your instinct is located. But when it comes to human design, your sacral and your emotions are the things that you are meant to be listening to. So it's not your mind, it's not your thoughts, it's not analyzing things with your brain, and it's not necessarily your intuition, although your intuition is powerful. For generators, your gut is a literal movement that your gut makes. Like it's a physical movement. It's not mental. It's not a voice. It's not anything like that. It's literally a feeling in your gut. You can put your hands on your gut and ask yes or no questions and feel your gut response. Your gut will open up if it's a yes, and it'll feel tight if it's a no. That is literally what you're supposed to listen to. It's not rationalizing it, and it's not trying to make sense of the feeling. It's literally your gut is literally telling you yes or no. And if your gut says nothing, like I said, it's a not right now or a no, which is a no. And if you start actually just listening to that gut response, for emotional authorities, again, you have to let it ride out a little bit because your emotions are going to kick in. Your gut is going to tell you yes, and your emotions are going to kick in, and they're going to be like, woo, I'm so excited, I'm hyped, you're gonna be turned on, you're gonna be ready, like, woo, 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 woo. And then a day's gonna go by and you're gonna be like, oh shit, maybe not. Hold on. What? I don't think so. Like, you're gonna go down this you're gonna go down this roller coaster. That's your design. Your roller coaster is gonna turn on. You're gonna go high, then you're gonna go low. And then after the next day comes, you're gonna take a breath. You're gonna re-examine. You're gonna ask your gut again. You're gonna put your hands. You can literally put your hands on your gut and ask again and see what the response is. When I tell you how sacral authorities, your gut is an in the moment response. So your response today might be different a few days from now. Sacral authorities and generators, we're not necessarily here to make decisions for like a year from now. We have to reevaluate. We can give a maybe response and then ask when it's closer to the time to get a more accurate, because our environments are constantly changing. Our energy and our aura is consistently changing. So your body changes with that. And so the response that you're going to get might differ. So I wouldn't commit to something for like a year from now without it being a little closer, because, and it's funny because in my life I realized that I like to travel, and I would say like in January, like I'm gonna take a trip in December, but I won't buy the flight until like November 30th, because it almost feels like I'm not necessarily sure. And it's like I'm not sure until I'm sure. And then when I'm sure, motion happens. When you're sacral, when you have that yes, energy is there. You can go, you can flow, you can do it. It's there for you. But when you're not listening to that sacral, you're gonna encounter frustration consistently. You're gonna consistently get frustrated. You're gonna be giving yes answers to things that were never really yeses to begin with, because you didn't double check, because you didn't really allow yourself to go through your emotional course, because you got really hyped off of that yes and you went with the yes off the bat, and then that yes turned into a no, and you didn't know what to do with it, and now frustration. So the way that you avoid frustration is listening to yourself more, but listening to your gut, not as much your head, not necessarily your intuition. There are splenic authority individuals are here to listen to their intuition. Their intuition will tell them yes or no, and that's it. And it takes time to sharpen the tool to even be able to listen to your intuition, because your intuition speaks very softly. It's very, very softly, and it's very quick. And then it goes away. And then your mind comes on, and your mind starts making sense of whatever your mind want to make sense out of, because it's on a whole different wavelength. So you have to take that into consideration. And like I said, with generators, really, really, really put your hands on your gut and ask those questions. Another for line fours, it's really helpful if you find a friend, find somebody that's close to you that you can ask them to ask you yes or no questions. And if you go down the line of things that your mind could totally be sure was a yes, but then listen to what your gut has to say about it. Because when I got my first human design reading and I did this exercise, I was mind blown at the things that I was going along with, that my gut was like, no. And I was like, oh shit, really? And I was like, it's a process. It's a process that we have to go through. Transformation is not overnight. So we just have to make sure that we are aligning ourselves and committing to our own growth and our own journeys. And the more that you find yourself examining other people around you, that's the less that you're paying attention to yourself. When you're so focused on what other people are doing, to the point that what other people are doing is frustrating you, take that as a lesson of what exactly about that other person is frustrating you, and how are you avoiding that in your own life. And try to see it like that. Bring it back to yourself. Stop trying to take it out on other people. Stop trying to change other people. Other people got other people. Like, it's none of your business what they got going on. And
Other
just
people
speak
going
power
other
into
people.
yourself. And I'm sorry, I just went on. I was like, woo.
Yeah, she about to go. She about to go in. Let me tell you, other people going other people. You can't worry about other people. Other people going other people. That is a damn quote of 2022. You coming in the new year like other people going other people. That's what the fuck they gonna do. Okay. Don't worry about what they do. Okay. Y'all, Claudia, we ain't even got around the room yet, Claudia.
I
Claudia, we gonna have
know.
to. All right.
I
Who's
know.
next? Who's
And
next?
Tony has been waiting so patiently. Hi.
Hi. And first of all, before I tell you my numbers and what I am, I just want to say thank you again to Foxy Roxy for bringing you on, because I've studied human design slightly, but you just gave me way more details in this journey. So thank you for that. But
You're welcome.
I yes, so I am a manifesting generator, and my number is 5-1. And so I had did some research on it, and the irony is also my life path number is 5. So, if you want to dig into that, but I had did some research on it, and so I think I saw like Buddha was a 5-1. They said Jesus Christ was a 5-1. But let me tell you the issue that I have. I'm listening to you and I'm just like, God, that's exactly what I have done. I will see financial opportunities that are a really great idea, and I could blow them up where they get extremely big. And when they're at the brink of it getting extremely big, I don't want to do it anymore. And I just let it go, because I jumped on it for financial reasons instead of like what my soul was supposed to do. So that decision making. And then Arise was saying how she sews. Like, I do all of that: sewing, writing, philosophy, attacking the shadow self. Like, I do almost everything. And I want to do everything. I paint, but then I don't have time because I'm all over the place. So now I'm working on that. But yeah, if you want to just tell me about myself, I'm listening.
I will tell you about yourself. I am also a manifesting generator.
Okay.
Manifesting generators, we are special humans.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So with manifesting generators are a hybrid of manifestors and generators. And what it means to be a manifesting generator is that we have the generator sacral defined. So we have this yes or no response. We have this energy source, and our energy source is connected to our throat. And so that makes us able to manifest, and goes directly from like responding to creating.
Okay.
Manifesting generators tend to be multi-passionate people, tend to be people that have several interests and have a lot of different projects going on all at the same time. And that is actually what works best for us. I want to say that when I first really got into human design, is because I heard somebody that was a manifesting generator describe herself, and I was like, that sounds like me. And when I looked it up, I was like, yeah, that is me. Because one of the worst things that happens to manifesting generators is that in life you get conditioned and told that to focus on one thing. You're trying to do too much, do one thing. But that doesn't
Yes.
work. That doesn't work for manifesting generators. We have to focus on all the things at the same
Oh,
time.
thank you.
We
So
have
I
to
needed to hear that.
we need to juggle a lot of balls at the same time. It's how we work best. If you tell us to just throw one ball, it's like boredom, it's frustration. It is like, oh, I'm so tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And so we need a lot of different things all at once. It is important to listen to your sacral. Are you a sacral or emotional authority?
I was trying because I am emotional, but I remember when I looked it up, I think it said sacral. So I'm just like, but I'm emotional. I am emotional, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. No.
No,
Okay.
it
Okay.
doesn't. So an emotional authority means you have your solar plexus defined, and if you have that space open, then then means you are not an emotional authority, so you're a sacral authority.
Okay.
When you have your solar plexus open though, you're an emotional empath. So what ends up happening is, and this is something that liberated me because I'm a sacral manifesting generator. So what happens
Okay.
when you have your solar plexus open is you're soaking in other people's emotions consistently. So oftentimes, most of the time, all the feelings that you're feeling are not your own feelings. And this was something that
Mm.
liberated me because I am an emotional person. But the thing is, oftentimes it's not my emotions. And you'll find that when you're alone and you're clear of anybody else's aura, you're not feeling emotional waves. But what happens is all the emotional authorities, because like I said, 50% of the world is emotional authorities. Most of the emotional authorities in this world are not feeling their emotions. Most of the emotional authority people are not taking their time, are not riding their emotional wave. And so, us people that are not emotional authorities get caught up in their wave and feel their emotions and
Mm.
amplify their emotions higher than they're feeling it themselves. And it's not necessarily us. It's not our emotion. It's not how you're guided to live this life, is listening to emotions. Your emotions are meant to be felt, they're meant to be like there, but they're not your guiding force. Your guidance is your sacral. If you're a sacral authority, it's your gut. That means your gut tells you yes, no, and that's where you move from. That's where you're here to pay attention to, is that gut response. And as a 5-1, whew, 5-1s are amazing. You're a prophet. You are here. You have a direct line and a direct knowing of things. You are a person that just knows things and you don't know how you know it, but you know it. And it makes you a little bit targeted because you will say things and people will be like, no, like, how do you know that? There's said, the 5 is known as the heretic. I always mispronounce that word, but the heretic is like Joan of Arc, right? Who was
Mm.
burned at the stake. Um, and that's what a heretic is. That 5 energy is someone that just knows things and other people don't understand how you know it, and therefore you tend to be misunderstood. You're ahead of your time. You just have this awareness of things, and other people will project onto you. The 5 line tends to be projected on a lot. So people will project on you, will try to put things on you that are not you, that have nothing to do with you. They're just gonna be like coming at you like that is part of your
Oh
design.
my God. It's like you are reading my soul right now. My goodness. Okay. I'm shutting up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So your 1 energy is that investigator energy that you have at an unconscious level. So you're questioning, you're researching, you're looking things up, and because you have the 5-1, like I said, you're a channel, you're an open channel, and you just have a lot of knowledge and awareness, and know that you are valid and your thoughts are valid and that knowing is valid, and you just have to be sure to know that. Don't let nobody else try to talk you out of what you know, because
I
nobody else
swear.
is going to really understand. Nobody else is really going to understand, and you have to you're here to master that awareness, that it's not for other people necessarily to understand, but you do have your people that will understand. Like, you have your niche of people that you're here to speak to, that you're here for, and that will see you, will hear you, will feel you, and will know. So know that as a 5-1, yes, there's going to be projected energy onto you. There's going to be people that do not get you. There's going to be people that literally are going to want to burn you at the stake because you talking a lot of stuff that they don't understand. And people fear what they don't understand. So you have that energy that will cause those reactions. And as a generator, as a manifesting generator, you're a magnet to people. So generator aura is this open aura. Manifesting generator aura feels like candy to people. It's like they want to be in your energy. They want to suck that energy and they want it for themselves. And so there's people that are just naturally going to be drawn to you. As a manifesting generator, you're going to call people to you just by existing, just by using your voice. And I feel like it's important for you to know that you really need to listen to your gut. You really need to understand where you're leaking your energy from, and know that, like I said, and like I will continue saying, as a sacred being, the things that you say yes to, you will have energy for. And if there's no response from your gut, that's a no right now. It's a not right now.
I
Honor
think
that.
it's late in life that I'm just starting to learn that part, like to say no. After I've gone, like I started big businesses. I did this website called Give Back by Black. Now it's a movement, but I did it before it was a movement. So when you was like, I'm ahead of my time, I did it. I did a herbal site before it was a lot of people pushing herbs, and I got it so big, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Nope. And I just stopped because my heart wasn't in it, you know?
It
So,
exactly it exactly will be like that. You'll start certain things you won't have all the energy for. Some things you're here to just initiate, and you're not necessarily here to follow it through. You're just here to get it started.
yes.
You have the idea, you get it started, and you move on. There are certain things that you have longevity for, and those are the things that you're here for. The things that light you up, the things that turn you on, the things that have you ignited and excited consistently, that's what you're here for. Those things are here.
Hmm.
And those things, you know what those things are. The things that still turn you on, those are the things that
Yes.
you're here for
Yes.
consistently. So you're
I
here to
received
follow
it.
your manifesting generators are the free spirits, natural free spirits. You're not here to be locked down. You're not here to be tied down. You're here to make your own rules. You're here to work for self. You're here to listen to yourself and just kind of show people like there's other ways of doing things. Like you don't have to be tied down. So yeah.
Thank you. Okay, one more question, and then I'm gonna let Sunshine go because I know you've been waiting, honey. Um, what is the correlation between the five life paths and, or is there any of the five life paths? Because I'm a Leo Pisces, Leo Sun Pisces rising,
Hey,
and
positive
but my
rising.
life
So
path is five. Go ahead.
I personally know numerology because numerology is amazing. And there are some things of numerology when it comes to human design, but not necessarily traditional numerology. So there's numbers that correspond to the I Ching, the 64 gates. Those are the 64
Right.
numbers that are inside every little box or square that's on your body graph. There's astrology also in the human design. Like you'll see your chart on the side, and then every sign corresponds to a gate and a certain time and whatever. And when it comes to traditional numerology in your life path, no, that doesn't necessarily, that's not incorporated
Okay.
in the body graph. I do have some information as a five life path. You are an agent of change. You're an agent of chaos and transformation. Like five is literally about constant change, travel. I know a lot about life path fives because I have a lot of them around me for some reason. Like it just seems to work out that way. And as I would say, with your life path correlates a lot with your human design. You are absolutely a free spirit, and you're not here to be tied down by nothing and no one. Like you're here to really carve your own path and make your own way, and honor yourself always. Honor yourself always because you have it inside of you what you're meant to do, and everything that's not that needs to kind of fall to the wayside.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm a 23. My birthday is the 23rd. So I recognize that five is change. Let me just tell you, my whole life is about change. I never get too
Right.
comfortable anywhere. Every time I get comfortable, shit changes.
Right.
I hate when I see 555 on the clock. People get excited. I'd be like, fuck, what's happening now? Like, so I get it. I get it. I get it.
Some people really hate
Sunshine.
that five, but I
I
feel
do.
like you gotta
I
you
do.
embrace it. You embrace the change at some
I
point.
dread it when I see that 555, and I see it often. It's like spirit be fucking with me. I be like, yo, really? It's like as soon as I look up, be like 555. You know shit about change, right? You know you didn't got too comfortable. Change. Here goes the rug. Snatch it. So yes. Sunshine.
Sunshine. Are you muted? I think you muted.
Yeah, for a second, my screen was stuck. Peace, y'all. I'm Sunshine.
Peace.
I'm a manifester. I'm a 4-6 profile and a solar plexus inner authority. And it's so funny because I was listening to how you explained it to Tony, and I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But at first, it's like I always had this joke, like throughout my life, like in high school and college, my friends always made fun of me, like, yo, they call me a nigga, like, oh, you're the nigga out the group, like, you just don't like to talk about emotions, you don't like to touch your feelings, you don't like to do none of that. And like, it's crazy because, like, I always wondered because, like, throughout my childhood years, I was put through a lot of experiences where I was kind of like trained to not talk about my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, going through different abuses, and it's like what goes on in my house, stay in this house, just stay between us, don't tell nobody nothing. If somebody asks you, lie, and this, that, and the third, and just like going through that, narrative throughout my life. And then like I was grew up in the era where it was like girls should be seen and not heard and all that stuff like that. So I'm battling all that shit too. So, having all that and then like coming into like young adulthood and like I'm in my 30s now, so it's just like when I hit 30, it was like learning how to use my throat chakra, and I was spilling that shit everywhere on my 29. I ain't gonna hold you. I was in the shadow of my Saturn return acting up. But it felt good, and it felt good to like open that up. But I still make that joke now, like whenever I'm like talking about my emotions or anything, like I could talk about projects, I could talk about politics, I could talk about music, I could talk about anything all day long. But when you start talking about my feelings, nah, we're not gonna go there. So I like listening to your explanation on that. It was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, yeah, I don't be beat. And it's crazy because like God is so funny because I always said like, oh, I don't really want to have daughters because like I don't really want to deal with that. And then I got sons, but my sons are so emotional, and it's just like, oh, so I'm over here trying to learn how to talk to them and stuff because I grew up in abuse. So like I'm learning how to talk to myself in my head and change how I talk to myself. But I'm learning how to talk to them too. Like, all right, I can't talk to them how I was spoken to. And definitely listening to how like men treat their emotions now. And I got these boys, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not finna go there with them. So like, and it's just like they feel everything all the time. They feel my stuff. And I'm like, bro, okay. Thanks, God. Y'all mad funny up there. I'm laughing with y'all. But like through them, I'm definitely like getting that training.
Have you pulled their
But
charts?
yeah, I do have their charts. Uh, like my oldest is a Leo Sun Moon Aries rising, but he's a Cancer Mercury. So like, and when he's really feeling stuff, it's very heavy. He's so intuitive, and he shuts down. And that shutting down stuff is scary to me because when he finally open up, it's all that fire that come out, and it's like, no, 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 stay open, stay open. I
Right.
don't want you in there boiling in that shadow. Like, we don't want that sauce when they finally come out. And it's so funny because even when he blows up, he has a Mr. Rogers voice. He has that soft candor about him. So he'll be angry, but it's just so soft when it comes out. Oh, it's so funny. My youngest is a Taurus sun, Aquarius moon, Leo rising. So you can't tell him what to do. It's no telling him what to do. And his Venus is in Aries. So it's, yeah. It's emotions everywhere. And I would like to get into their human design too. But for me, I guess mine would be I guess because I got into numerology in my head too, learning to work by myself but work with other people. But then when I look at the image of manifester, it looked like I'm just like the energy is outward and it's not really inward. And in my life, it's like it's crazy because like I love projects and I'm addicted to projects. So it's like anybody can come hit me up and be like, "Yo, you trying to do this?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm trying to do it. Don't have no time for it, but I'm gonna do it though." So sometimes my emotions will get in that way, and I like I heard what you said about the generators, like using your gut and using the wave of emotions to decipher first, because my spirit would tell me like you don't want to work with this person, but it'd be like, but I want to do the job because I'm a 4-6, so I'm an opportunist. Like I want that opportunity. I could shake hands with, forget that person, I could shake hands with the person he know. Like that's how my mind will be. But then I end up burning myself out, or stuff will go wrong. Like the last instance that happened, I was pushing myself to get a bunch of stuff done, and I got hit by a car. Like there is stuff keep going on. So just like learning how to rest and like chill. But I guess I don't think I have no questions. I just feel like I hear like a lot of reflections and realizations of what I'm doing. But like I guess learning, how do I learn how to work with other people? My birthday is 19, and that number is like you gotta learn how to work with other people. But the manifesting thing is like it looks like it's just pushing energy out. I'm not really taking anybody in.
Wait, so are you a manifester or a manifesting generator?
I'm just a manifester.
You're a manifester. Oh, manifester. So I'm like, so manifester, your emotional authority, you said, right? I feel like
Yeah.
most manifestors I know are emotional authority, which I feel like is good because it's a checks and balance thing. It's like y'all manifestors, y'all got too much power. Um, y'all are powerful. So manifestors, your strategy is to inform, and essentially, you kind of are that solo ranger. Like you are the alpha in a sense of you you say it, you speak it into existence. Your job is to inform so that there's less friction for your manifestations. Because when you don't inform, there's going to be friction. And even when you inform, people feel some type of way, but there's less friction because now they know what you're up to, they know what you're trying to do. And so they're not going to fight against it as much. So you are really here to initiate a lot of different things. And as a manifester, you don't have that well of energy that a generator does. So you need to rest a lot too. Like you need a lot of rest. And I like to see it as like the artist. You're an artist in the sense that when you're struck by inspiration, you have a knowing. It's like your whole body knows, like you want something. That's how kind of it happens. Like you just know, you just know. And literally, your power is to just sit in that awareness of knowing, tell whoever it might affect, like what you're doing, like how it might affect your kids if you're going to be doing a project or something. You inform them, like, I'm going to be working on this project. It's going to take a lot of my time. Just letting you know this is what's happening. And then you go for it and you do it. Like, literally, the manifester is the only type that can just start and go. Like, you don't need to wait for anything. Generators, we're here to respond. We're here to respond. So the generators in your path, they're gonna help build your mission. They're gonna help build what you got going on. There's generators around you that are just waiting for that leadership because we're here to respond. So we technically are here to lean back until something strikes. So when you say, I want to do this, you bring it to the table. The generators around you, is their job to kind of check in with their gut. Is what Sunshine talking about for me? Or not, right? And they're supposed to honor that energy. The ones that say yes, those are your builders. Those are the people that are gonna help you get from point A to point Z. Like we're gonna get this done. And you look for that enthusiasm. You feel that out. If you're trying to build a team, if you're wanting a team around you, all you gotta do is say the word. Literally, manifestors, like you are so powerful. And y'all frustrate the shit out of me because I know so many manifestors, and I promise you, I'm like, yo, I need to get all the manifestors I know in a room, and we need to start rebuilding the world because y'all energy is so powerful. But what happens to
Amen.
manifestors?
Amen. I be telling Sunshine that shit all the time. She know it. Confirmation or not.
What
Sis, we've been
happens? Wait, what happens to manifestors is you get beat down a lot when you're growing up, and you get a lot of doubt implanted in your head, and you doubt yourself, you doubt your abilities, you doubt your strength. You get disempowered. You get disempowered, and then like your not self is anger. And manifestors walking around angry is because you've been blocked from your power. You've been blocked. You've been told that you're not powerful. You've been told that you ain't shit. And you have to make a determination. I'm like, yo, manifestors are so fucking powerful that if manifestor just said, like, I want to heal past the bullshit, like that is your intention, do you know how fast the resources will be made available to you? Like, I have witnessed, and I feel like I'm that person. So when it comes to my friends, like, I'm here, I'm gonna remind you. I'm like, you're a manifestor. Like, you don't understand how you just said you wanted to meet new people, and next thing you know, like, I done got invited to an event that I didn't know I was gonna get invited to. Now we all invited to now this whole new branch of people that we didn't know yesterday, just because you yesterday said I want to meet new people. Like, that's how powerful you are. But you don't understand and don't spend time recognizing it and seeing it around you. And the beauty of human design is to empower you to start. Because with manifestors and with generators, like I said, it's the easiest ones to just start. Just start. With generators, start asking your gut. Like, it's that simple. Just start asking your gut. Anytime you get asked the questions, yes or no. Reframe it. I reframe questions and I ask in a yes or no format in order to be able to respond. When generators get asked or get told things that are not yes or no, sometimes it trips us up and we're not able to very well communicate. But know that, again, the power of the generator is yes or no. Like, our questions should be in a yes or no format. The people that love us around, you can tell them, like, just ask me in a yes or no format because it'll make it easier for me to respond. And if people that don't know you that well can't do that, then you ask yourself, you re-ask yourself the question in a yes or no. Like, is this a yes or no? Yes, go ahead. If it's a no, no. Manifestors, you are here to initiate. Initiate. Just do it. Like, literally, you are the just do it people. Like, you are the
Okay.
ones.
That was
And
I was
I
just trying to
promise
say,
you, the energy will find itself. The resources will come to you. Everything that you need will be presented to you. And that is the beauty of your power, is that all you have to do is really be in touch with what you want, and you have to desire it. You have to want it. It has to come from within you. It is not something that is for somebody else. It is not like, you literally are here to be that selfish person, because honestly, what you're meant to do and what your purpose is just to be yourself.
yeah.
Trust yourself, trust in your kindness, trust in your power, trust in your ability, and just allow yourself to desire what you desire. Allow yourself to say, it's okay for me to want this. It's okay for me to have this. And as soon as you are in alignment with that, you're gonna create it, and it's gonna come so fast. It's
So
gonna
quick.
show itself up to you, and it's gonna blow people away. Like, I don't even understand.
So I just want
So
to chime in real quick, Claudia, just
go
real
ahead.
quickly. Sunshine, when we was at that Lizzie Jeff joint, I ain't listen. I'm a projector, okay. I am not here to manifest shit. I am not here to make shit happen. I'm here to wait for the invitation, baby. It worked out just like that. My sister, my
The
sister said,
volume
"Hey,
is a
oh,
little wonky, Foxy.
off. Can you hear me now?
There's just like a wave.
Yeah,
Do y'all
it's
hear
air.
it?
Yeah, it's air. It's like an air when you have your mic on. Uh-huh. Is she stuck?
I think she was
No?
thinking.
I'm just not saying.
Oh, okay.
Now it's better.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, sunshine, 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 sunshine. Everything she just said happened when we was together. Sunshine hit me up. She was like, Roxy. She started doing that negative shit, you know. She started doing it because she a manifester. So she made shit happen. She said, I don't know if we gonna make it. I don't know if this shit gonna happen, Roxy. I don't know. I ain't see the message. A few minutes later, Sunshine said, fuck that shit. It's happening, Roxy. We going. We going to this. We going to the spot. So we get to this. We have no secured. She's hustled us up not just a ticket for free, but yeah, a discount ticket on me. So not only did she get in for free, we got me off half price, and now we up in the building. Now, mind you, Sunshine, it's like shit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sell my shit, but we about to just go up in here and see what we gonna do. It's not for Roxy to make nothing happen. I'm walking behind Sunshine with her bags. I'm like, what you need to do, boo? What we need to do. Because she's the manifest. I already knew shit was gonna happen because she said it was gonna happen. She said, oh no, she told me at the car. She's like, it's gonna happen. We going up in here. We walked up in that joint. She told the lady, she said, I got a blah, 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 blah. The lady was like, okay. She just listened to stuff. She ain't go check no list. She ain't see if the bitch was legit or not. She took her word for it, and we headed on to the back. I said, look at this shit. Oh, I need more manifesting friends. This shit just happened. This shit happened. You understand? Like, Sunshine came from New Jersey to the DMV, got us fucking tickets that was $110 for like $55 for both of us to get the fuck in. And she sold her shit at the place. All because she said it was going to fucking happen. Now, I wish she would have said we was going to find our car when we left that bitch, because then we would have found it, because we was out that bitch for an hour and a half looking for it. But besides that, she made it all happen. And I watched her in amazement, because there's something about Sunshine. When I look at her and when she doesn't step up for herself, it pisses me off, because I'm like, yo, if I had that manifesting power, motherfucker, I would walk in this room and tell everybody I'm Sunshine Monet L, bitch. Give me the microphone. Boom. Like, her music is so dope, y'all. I'm not lying. She has some dope ass music. And where we were, the artist that was there, she's dope. But Sunshine's a little doper. And it's crazy, because she could have walked up to the DJ and just said, play this. I promise y'all, he would have played it. The energy that she possesses is so crazy. And I'm sorry, y'all, because I know her personally. I've been in her presence, and I just met her this year. But I knew her when online. I knew she had that energy. But then when I met her in person, I said, I'm gonna walk behind them, get this bag for you, girl. I got you. And I said, let me take my projector ass and just do what projectors do. I'm waiting for the invitation. My sister came pick me up. She said, you want to go to this? I said, sure. At that time, I met and networked and all kinds of stuff. I waited for the invitation. My sister did what she did. And I'm just saying, I watched the human design in the real life practice. So when I be like behind her, like, how the fuck you didn't make it happen because you didn't want it to happen? It's
We
true.
get in our own way.
Yeah, because
That
she a little.
part.
Yeah,
That
we get
part.
in our
Yes.
we be up
It's
here.
like
We be up here
reminding
too
myself
much.
that I deserve it. It's like I want it,
Hmm.
but then when I get it, it's like, do I deserve this? Can I maintain it? Like, is this
Right.
really happening? It's like, and then I also don't trust it. And I'm like, wait. Where's the catch? I'm looking for the hook on this worm. Like, what's up? So it's just
I
like, it's
have
all of
another
that in there
question.
too.
I have another question. Do you find that people who are manifestors or manifesting generators have had a rough life or gone through rough things, a rough patch in life? Is there a correlation in that?
I would I feel like a lot of us have gone through a lot in our lives. I would not necessarily pin it down to
Just
type,
to
but
that. Okay.
what I would tell you is all of us are conditioned out of our natural state. That's what I will tell
Yeah.
you. So oftentimes a projector will think that they're a generator, and they will function as a generator for most of their life. Manifestors also will function as generators for most of their life. Generators will try to be manifestors most of their life because they're told just do it. There's a lot of messages that we get to try to shift us out of who we are. And the thing about it is, what the beauty of human design is to understand that no, it's okay to be who you are. And that resting is not lazy. And that projectors, you need rest, and you don't get called lazy. You shouldn't get called lazy. And manifestors also need rest and shouldn't get called lazy for it. That is part of their design. And it's I feel like the more awareness that we bring to this, and the more that people actually tap into who they are and follow their strategy and their authority, and that's it. And like homeboy left, but essentially the power is in your own self transformation. It is not in you trying to change anybody else, it's in you. Because the moment that you start living for yourself, that you start listening to what you're supposed to listen to, that moment you become magnetic to anybody and everybody who is also trying to do the same thing. And those are your people. It's like if we're all trying to evolve, let's all evolve, you know? And so it's lead yourself through the process. And sunshine, affirm yourself, strengthen yourself. Solar plexus work. Like you are so worthy and powerful and are able. And even in that setting that intention of, I want to hold on to the things that I manifest if that's what you really want, because you can set that intention. You have so much power and ability and resources available to you in order to do that. And we all do. And we are all able to manifest in our own ways. We all
Right.
have our tools. We all have the things that we are meant to do. And the more that we start being okay with who we are and how we're here to navigate and move and flow, the more pleasure, the more joy, the more that we're focused in our own journey, the more that we can exemplify that for our children, for our children's children, and for the people around us. It takes one person to be able to light up how many people. You know, Foxy was talking about those statistics the other day. It takes one person, and just you doing the work that you're doing, being here, committing to yourself, committing to your journey, committing to your growth, committing to your pleasure, prioritizing your love of self will make all the change, and everything will fall in the place that it needs to fall in. And I truly, truly believe that. I feel like I have seen it in my own life. I've had to shed from so much that I was doing before. And so, again, we're all conditioned outside of who we naturally are. So that is what causes the challenges, is when we are children, we're talked out of, we're beaten, we are abused, we are put through hell and told that is not okay. It is not okay for you to be like this. And then we believe that shit. And then it takes us going into adulthood and past and beyond in order to start undoing the damage that was done as children. I think as a society in general, it's how society
Yeah.
works. And there's some privileged folks that do have those loving, supportive parents that are able to like really just love on the children. And I mean, that's why I feel like my children are privileged at this point because they got a
Mine
me that
too.
I didn't get. And so I'm
You're
able to just
right.
to be
Right.
like, I'm gonna love on you, I'm gonna empower you, I'm gonna tell you you're amazing, I'm gonna compliment you, I'm gonna let you pursue what you are here to do. I'm gonna let you rest when you're tired. I'm gonna extend invitations to you. I'm going to speak love and speak power and let you be a free human so that you don't have to decondition. You get to just be yourself from now to forever. Like, don't let nobody take that away from you. And us
Yeah.
in our and as older humans that have been gone through all the shit, we have to actually take accountability and be like, okay, now I'm gonna shed all the shit that's not me. And when you start doing that, everything changes. And when you commit to that process, everything becomes so much better. Life just becomes so much better.
I
Absolutely.
agree. Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Yes.
So
Powerful.
I do have a few questions as a projector because I am a 6'2" projector. I am still in the audience, y'all.
I'm like, please, because like I love y'all generators and manifestors and manifesting generators and generator manifestors, but I have not heard enough about projecting, and
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
that's
I'm just over here like, dang. And
yeah,
then,
so I'm gonna get us.
but it was great information though because I was able to see that I have done some of those things that generators and manifestors have done. And I find that the more I purge and cleanse myself and unlearn, the more beautiful my life has become. And the more I have allowed things to happen instead of me trying to force things or feeling like I always have to be like a lion out here in these streets, trying to just go after everything that I possibly can. So it was. I'm glad that I stayed. Because at first I was thinking about my kids and I was like, they probably ready to go home. But then I was like, this is for me. So it was good information to hear, just what everybody has going
Absolutely.
on and just to learn about it. But I even looked up some more of my human design so I can know my profile numbers and stuff too. And it said I was a 6'2" too, Roxy, and I'm like, we the same, girl.
Love that. Listen, projectors, it says that projectors need systems. Like projectors need a system, like astrology, like human design, like numerology, like even personality types, things like that. You need a system by which to classify other humans, to learn other humans, because you tend to learn about yourself through your experience of other people. And so it makes sense. And I know like Foxy like learned human design and is like so into it, and it's so beautifully even calling out, seeing her aura type out there, like I see you. I know, because she's a projector. And projectors are gifted. I'm convinced all projectors are gifted and just have a different way of learning, a different way of taking on things, and can do things faster. They can, like, you can make things so efficient so fast. And it's really interesting to me because my child, my oldest, went to a school, and then when I started getting to the human design, she started doing human design, and it turns out most of her friends were projectors, and my kids went to a gifted school, so it's like all most of the kids in her class were projectors, and I'm like, see, there's something there. Projectors learn different. The system, unfortunately, is not built for you, and so oftentimes projectors struggle with the system, with learning, with education, with obtaining information, because it was not built with you in mind. It was built for the generators. So projectors oftentimes act like generators, do too much, and then hit a point of burnout. Like, it said that for projectors around 40 years old tend to burn out, tend to just fizzle out, and just can bring about like huge meltdowns and huge things in their lives, because you were functioning on borrowed time. In a sense, you've been using up your energy, you're trying to do all these things, doing too much, putting your energy here, there, whatever, and like hustling, and you burn out. You get to a point where you just can't anymore, and then you have to, like, you tap out, you don't know what to do. It takes some time to rebuild after the burnout. It takes time to like really start understanding why is it that I can't do all the things in this way, like this person, like why can't, like, you compare yourself. Projectors, you compare yourself to others because you project. That's part of your design. Go ahead, Foxy. I feel like you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm like, she said 40, but my burnout happened at 37. it was like it was
So
like life smacked me into my bed and made me sit down, and then I went through this whole purging process and cleansing and the unlearning, and just becoming just closer and just aware. Like, I even had a phase where I knew that I was getting better when my eyes felt a release behind them. Like, I would just be like walking in my neighborhood, and it was, how, the feeling that you have when you take a deep breath and you sigh. That's what my eyes did. So it was almost like a veil came off, or like just yeah. I could go on and on and on, but yeah, mine happened at 37, which was last year May. Last year May, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm listening. Like, I am listening. So yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta go, guys. But I want to send y'all something. So y'all, if y'all could follow me on Instagram, can you give everybody my tag? It's the real Tony Hickman. And just inbox me if you want me to mail it to you. I want to mail y'all one of my books. Especially you,
absolutely.
Sunshine, because you have boys, and you talked about something that I talk about in one of my books. So, but yeah, I want to mail everybody a book.
I'll
That's
send
my
y'all
gift
all
to
her
y'all.
Yep. I'll send y'all her contact info. Thank you, Tony, for tapping in. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. Thank you,
Thank you,
Claudia, for
Tony. It was a
everything.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
always. Thank you. Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace. So I want to say yes to the burnout at around 40. I am 41 right now. Um, so back about in 2018. Okay, so I have worked my whole life as a generator physically, even though spiritually I've always known I was a projector, even though I didn't know what that meant. When I see now, like A Rise, she didn't know what it meant, but you know why I could tell? Because she lives in it. She lives in it without knowing what it is. She's living herself in herself, not her not self, but she's living in herself, so I can see it. With me, I didn't realize I was burning out because again, I worked in the government for 20 years and it was so draining on my soul. It was so much. So when you said that burnout, when I lost my job in 2018, it was because it was only because I was working in my mind as a generator that I felt the need to go back immediately. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I gotta, because this is the world, right? The world says we have to continue to work. We got to do these things. I got 3 daughters. I'm married. I got to take care of all this. What am I doing? I gotta work. I gotta work. But it was spirit trying to move me out of a situation where it was not what I'm supposed to do because it was burning, it was killing me. I was literally. So for 2 years, I didn't work. I didn't work. I had to fight to get back to work. And I didn't realize the opportunity that was being given to me. What happened was I learned how to hustle. So I started selling consignment, y'all. And I mean, it was crazy. I would do it like twice a month and make what I was making in my paycheck so quickly. It was so easy for me. And what's crazy was when I met the people at the consignment joint, they was just like, they was like, yeah, we fell in love with me and they taught me everything. And it was so easy for me to learn. They was like, damn, you picked up so quickly. I'm like, yeah, because it was like, and all of a sudden I was flipping money in ways that I wasn't able to flip it before, but I was comfortable because it was like I was doing something that wasn't stealing my soul away. But I was still programmed as in a generator manner that I have to get back to regular work. I have to do this regular 9 to 5 shit because if I'm not doing that, you know. So I dropped the consignment when I finally went back to the regular 9 to 5, right? But my soul was so exhausted. And then I went back to doing exactly the same thing I was doing before. Exactly. But just making a little bit more money, which was really buying my soul even more. So eventually, again, I was challenged with integrity because I have a high people who know me know I have a high level of integrity. If you come to me with a problem and I'm your boss, even if it's my boss who is keep bringing the issue, I'm going to speak up. It may cost me my job. I don't give a fuck. I can't help it because if I sit there and I can't help it. So anyway, I knew here again I'm going to be, and it was the same exact challenge I had in 2018. I knew that I was going to lose my job. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. But I did it anyway. I said, fuck it. Still gonna speak up because I got to. I can't sit here and let this shit happen again. And it was like, you know what's gonna happen. But this time I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid or nothing. It was a release. It was like I felt like Kanye felt when he said it in the joint, like, never, like, oh my God, do you know what they just did? They released me from the contract. That's what I felt like. It was like I went back for 2 more years back into this place that I did not want to really go, but I went because I was making all this money. But when I got released this time, Devon said, you're going to listen to what I got to tell you. You're going to live in your human design. You're going to sit back and allow things to start coming to you. And when I say that, since January the 4th, 2022, I have not worked one day. I do not receive any child support. And I am good. And my kids are good because I've been chilling and living in my human design. I didn't even know about human design until Claudia mentioned it. And then shit started coming towards me. And it was like an invitation to learn more. And when I started to learn about actually living in it, that's when things started to come to me. So I wanted to say that I'm a 6'2". I get the role model part. I get it. Even when I don't want to be a damn role model. I don't. I don't. When I was younger, I didn't even like people kids. And the kids would come up to me. I'm like, I don't like other people kids. And they think that shit was funny for me just to say it. And I'm like, I don't think that shit's funny. I don't like y'all. But it was just like, we love you. And it was like,
Because me too. Like I feel like I attract a lot of people that I have to give advice to. And I don't feel like giving. I'll be like, I can't always be your pick me up or like, come on, Like, come on. Like, yeah. So yeah.
So I feel like you were gonna ask about the two line, but before, absolutely. So projector, what happens is you have an aura that pierces through the heart of people, and it's what makes people drawn to you and makes people want. It's like you see things about people. This is why projectors. So here's the thing: projectors' power is so strong. And this is why you have to wait for the invitation. Because when you don't wait for the invitation and you offer things to people, they don't ever receive it. And that is a waste of energy, and your energy is so precious that you cannot afford to be just giving it away. You cannot. So you're here by design. Your aura literally pierces through. You do great with one-on-ones. You're amazing in one-on-one situations. And you have an energy that just draws certain people to you. The people that are for you, they're gonna navigate to you and they're gonna start a conversation, and then your literal aura pierces right through their heart, and you know things about this person, you feel things, you immediately know. And there's people that walk in the room and you will know that that person you need to stay away from. Listen to that. Just listen. You're here to really pay attention to that within yourself. Sometimes, like, they tell you, like, oh, opposites attract, and there's somebody that you'll have a repulsion to and you'll still push against it because you're curious as to why you're repulsed by this person. So it brings up this curiosity, even now you gotta explore. Don't do that. Don't do that. If somebody repulses you, stay repulsed and go the other way. And know that the reason why you have to wait for the invitation is because not everybody's ready to hear about themselves. And you are always ready to tell somebody about themselves. And you need to not. Because
You need all the fucking sound effects with that one, baby. And I got the judgment channel. Don't fucking play with me. I'll tell you all about yourself.
listen, your aura is so strong. And I'm telling you, like, I'm a generator, I'm a manifesting generator. My oldest is a projector. And my oldest comes in the room and says behind me, and I want to fight. It makes me want to fight. And I'd be like, oh, why are you behind me like that? Like, don't do that. And this is the reaction. So, this is why you tend to repulse the people that are not for you. People who want to fight you when you tell them certain things is because they're not ready for it. If they didn't invite you into the conversation, if they didn't ask you a question, if they didn't ask for your input, the hardest thing, and I find that from the projectors that I know, it's really hard for you to stay quiet sometimes. It's really hard for you to like keep it in. And you have to figure out a way, get a mantra, something going on so that you can conserve your energy. Conserve your energy. Just think about it as, not my monkey, not my zoo, whatever, like something that keeps you centered and grounded so that you're not going off and telling people about themselves, because it causes more disharmony and it depletes your energy. It'll deplete your energy. So you don't want to do that. Just know that the people who want your guidance and your advice and your beauty and your knowing and your power, they're looking for you. And when they come across you, they go right to you. It and it's so funny because I've told this to my daughter a lot, and she's been through a lot of situations where she's found herself in rooms where she didn't know anybody, but she always walks out with a friend. Like, and it's always somebody that comes to her. Like, it's always somebody that, and I tell her, I'm like, you're here to wait for the invitation. Like, you don't have to put yourself out there. You don't have to, all you have to do is shine, essentially. And you shine by following the things that are for you, by really immersing yourself in your pleasure and your joy, and then allowing that to speak for itself. So why I say, like, for energy types, it's easier to implement human design because for manifestors just have to start informing people. And you can start testing it, just start informing, just start saying things. generators just have to start asking their guts questions. Like, we're really instant. Like, we can do that, and we start seeing the power of human design the moment we commit to trying it. And then we can be like, oh, okay, I see how this is, how this could work for me. But for projectors, it takes some time. It takes some time for you to actually understand it. It takes some time for you to actually accept it, because there's nothing for you to do but wait. And that itself becomes so frustrating, because it's like, I don't want to wait. Why do I gotta wait? I just want to do things. Like, I don't. It's like you wanna fight somebody, and so it's hard. It's hard. Um, but the power that you have, that immense vision, that strength and power of knowing that you have, it's a lot. Projectors are the new leaders of this world. Like, Obama is a projector. There's a lot of leaders that came to be, and that's part of your design. You're here to lead, but you're here to lead the people that are looking for you. And the people that are looking for you are going to find you as you are doing what you are meant to be doing. So, as you are shining a light on yourself in your pleasure, following what calls to you, resting, being well rested, showing up, you just shine. Like, projectors, you just have this natural thing that people, like, I'm telling you, your people are gonna just come right to you, like, hey, what's up? Like, I don't know why, but I need to talk to you. And like, I just need to talk to you. And people will want to tell you everything, but it's because they know that you know. And that's why people want to talk to you and tell you all their business, because there's this comfort there, because they know that you know. They can't lie. Like, you can't lie to a projector. You can't tell a projector, like, I feel amazing, and be feeling like shit, because a projector knows. Like, I know you lying. I know you must be hurting somewhere, because
Because we're absorbed. Yeah, we're absorbing
I
their
mean, their
energy.
energy,
And it's
and
not
it's
Yeah.
you
not you
like,
like.
let me
I
just
mean, and you can just kind of sense it too. Like, you can sense it. Like, this so a friend of mine, she I would say she's a new friend, like the past couple years, but she's like, I talk to you about stuff that I don't even talk to my therapist about. And I'm like, okay, but I ain't trying to therapize you. Like, I'm still trying to get my whole life together. So, but yeah, so that's weird. And then recently, like just recently, this girl that I used to work with like a whole lot of years ago inboxed me, and she's like, can you cut my son's hair? And I'm like, no, because I'm not a barber. And she's like, well, I see that you like cut your sides. And I was just wondering if you can just like cut my son hair. And I'm like, no, I am not a barber. Like, I'm not about to set your son up and he be out here uneven and patches. And I'm not like, no. But she's like in my inbox, like, please, can you cut it? And one of my friends was like, it's probably not more so that she wants you to cut her son's hair, but it's probably just your energy. Like, maybe she just wants to be around your energy. And I'm like, okay, well, find something else. You can just be like, hey, you try and go get some food or something. Like, no, I'm not cutting your son's hair. Like, no, just stop.
yep. Nope. I agree. Nope. A rise, it's the same thing here. People do the same thing. They want to pull on your energy. And it's not necessarily the day. Because I had a lady, I used to do hair at I was a cosmetologist. And she's come to the school. And I'd be like, your hair ain't even messed up from the last time I did it. She just wanted to talk. She just wanted to have a conversation. She wanted to lean her head back and talk to me about her young boyfriend, because she was an older lady. She wanted to give me all the business. And I'm like, girl, them rods is still tight as hell in your head. Like, I just put rods in your head 2 days ago. We washing this shit out and putting it up again. She's paying the $40 at the school so she can have that conversation. That's the $300 she's saving from going to the therapist. And I know this one thing about myself as a projector is that in A Rise, when I walked up to you, I felt your energy. It's ancient, it's old, it's been here for a long time. So people know that you know, even when you don't know, right? So I have an open head space, right? My head and like both parts, is open. So sometimes I already know what people are thinking, and they don't, people think I be bullshitting. It's crazy that people think I be bullshitting. When I say I know when somebody's thinking about me, my dude, I know when you're thinking about me. I know exactly what you're thinking about when you're thinking about me. I can feel your projections, especially if you're in the room with me, but you don't even have to be around me. If I've been physical contact with you, I've absorbed your energy and I can feel you still. And it's crazy because my headspace is open. So a lot of times I do realize that a lot of thoughts are not my own. So I start to recognize that, I don't go off of my own thought process. And I can't go off of my emotions because them shits is up and down. So my question to you, what the fuck do I go off of? Because the bitch ain't got nothing else left because my heart space is open. So I can't go off of that shit. So what the hell do I go and base my goddamn on decisions on? Because, baby, my mind ain't mine. My heart ain't mine. What's mine?
Yeah, that's a good one. Hold on, because I want to say this real quick too. So I was on the phone with a friend of mine a couple days ago, right? And I was like kind of sleepy, but not. And mind you, she's Spanish. Like her native tongue is Spanish. And I randomly just start hearing Spanish in my mind. And I'm like, okay, that was weird. So it kind of like woke me up a little bit. And then I'm like, I keep hearing familia. Like, why do I keep hearing familia? Because she was talking about like something that she was going through. And then I was like, I keep hearing familia, familia, familia. I don't know like what it's this. And she's like, well, I don't know. And then something came to me that let me know that it was like a family member trying to contact her. And that just was weird in itself. So she's like, maybe I just need to, get closer to my family. My family is my support, and maybe they're trying to tell me like that I need to just lean in on them. So I'm like, okay. And then I close my eyes and I see a vision of it looked like a creme brulee, but I wasn't sure. And then I'm like, does somebody in your family like creme brulee? Like, what is going on? And she's like, yeah, my stepfather that passed away likes creme brulee, like that's his favorite dessert. And I was like, and I thought I kept hearing flan, but somebody kept saying no, not flan, and we going back and forth. And she's like, maybe he's saying pan, like that was his other favorite dessert. And I'm like, okay, hold up, because this is too much. And she said that she tried to like talk to him recently to get him to come and talk to her. And I said, but he told me that you're not listening. And I shut him off because, first of all, that's never happened to me before. And second of all, I'm gonna need for you to listen so your family members not coming talking to me. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, feeling other people's energy and it going that deep too was a lot.
So it sounds like you have an open head. Foxy said that she has an open head, but for you, if you do have an open head and an open ajna, or even without the open ajna, but you're a channel. You become a channel, and it sounds like you have some mediumship in your ancestry in your DNA, hey Rise. So that's why you were able to pick that up and put it out. And absolutely, people are gonna come to you and want. And both of you, like that's what I was trying to say. Like you see people and people want to be seen. Ultimately, people want to be seen and people want to be validated. And when you have that vision and that gift to see people and they feel like naked in front of you in a sense, it's like their most vulnerable state, their most vulnerable place. It's such a power. It's such a power because so many people do not let themselves be seen. So many people shelter themselves so much, put on so much armor, and it's rare the few people that they bump into, and so they want to latch on. So, people might want to be like stalking you a little bit because they don't have anybody else in their life that they can do that with, which is sad. But that's part of the energy that you carry. That's part of the energy. You sound like For me, like, and I don't know if you do mediumship or if you're tapping into that spiritual aspect of yourself, but you should. I feel like that's what I'm hearing from, like, you need to explore more when it comes to that gift that you have, and use it for yourself, and understand that oftentimes as a projector, other people are here so that you can reflect back upon yourself, and the messages that come through you are also for you. So when you tell somebody, you need to lean on your supports, that message is also for yourself. If you're telling somebody you need to listen to your ancestors, that message is also for yourself. Like, what are your ancestors telling you? And your ancestors are also trying to communicate to you. And maybe that was the moment that they picked. They picked this person because it was safe with this person. And there's a lot of different ways that you're gonna get your messages, that you're gonna get your hits, your intuition, and things are gonna come. Foxy, I did want to bring it back to the hermit because I feel like you had a question about it and I felt like it was important, but I feel like I'm gonna share the story and then we're gonna start wrapping up because it's a little late and I'm a little sniffly.
Yes.
Your girl is like ready. So I do want to say the 6-2, right? Since we're 6-2, I'm a 6-2 also. The two energy in a 6-2, when it's 6-2 like that, the two is an unconscious energy and it's the hermit energy. The hermit energy is a projected on energy also. It's really strong, like energy that wants to isolate, that wants to be by yourself. And when it comes to being the 6-2, what it means is you're here to be a role model for a select few of people, let's say like that. You're here to be a role model for a group of people, and you have like this network around you of people that see you and see you oftentimes better than you see yourself, because you also see other people better than you see yourself. It's like you have this knowing about other people, and projectors, this is really strong with you because this is also your design. Your design is to see yourself through the lens of other people, to learn how to see yourself through your experiences with other people. But the hermit energy, you tend to be really insightful about other people. You have this knowing about other people and you see them clearer than you see yourself. And you tend to want to isolate and to commune and be with nature in order to get to know yourself better. You have to, at some point, be okay with this and not fight it. I feel like I fight a lot, my hermit. Like, I feel like I get this instinct to run away and like protect myself, and I feel like all my life I've been told not to do that, to like seek people out, to go out and be in community. But really, what I'm learning now is that I actually am supposed to listen to that. I'm supposed to listen to that, and I'm supposed to go hide and grow. And I grow best in isolation. And I do best when I'm on my own and then come back. And when I come back and I reintegrate with society, it's because I'm requested. My presence is requested back into society. And therefore, that's when I'm supposed to go, right? So, as projectors, you this is part of your design. You have to wait for that invitation to engage. And so it's okay to step back. You need that. You need isolation. You need to grow by yourself. You need space. You need time away, and know that there are people that see you. There are people that know what you are good at. There are people that want you. And those are the people that will notice that you are to yourself, and then we'll call you up and be like, hey, so I have this event coming up, and I know that you do this and this and that. And, you know, it would be amazing if you came. Please consider it, right? And there goes your invitation. And that's kind of the flow. That's the flow of a 6-2. Now, it is likely that when the third stage hits after 60, it is likely that a lot of invitations are going to come. A lot. It's just like you're going to be more embodied. You're going to follow this path. You're going to really learn yourself. You're going to develop your talents in this in between place. And then when you hit that role model stage, yes, you're gonna be requested. People are gonna be blowing you up like, hey, come through. But you have to honor your space. You have to discern. And Foxy, I feel like I saw your chart one time and that was a really long time ago. So I don't know what other definition you have in your chart. Your other channels that you have defined assist you in your decision making, right? And I think you have your spleen defined. And if you don't have your spleen defined, I don't know. You're like, so if you have your spleen defined, that means your intuition helps you in terms of your decision making. Your emotional wave is something that has to run. And then you have to get to a clear place. That is your authority. So you have to get to a clear place. When your emotions are like this, it's not time for a decision. And sometimes it'll run really long. It's really best. I said 48 hours, but at the beginning, when you are still deconditioning, it's better to give yourself as much time as possible. It's not 40, it should be as much time as possible. And that's scary because you start thinking the opportunity is going to go away if I don't give a response in a decent amount of time. Sometimes, if you can't make the
Yep.
decision within 48 hours, you shouldn't make it. And if it goes away, then it wasn't for you. The decision was made for you. There you go. Like, boom, it's gone. Let it go. Trust yourself. Trust that things are for you and the things that are coming for you. Oftentimes, you don't even have to like clear things away that are not for you. They will go away on their own. And that is, you say thank you for the opportunity and you keep waiting for the one that is going to be for you. Right?
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, agreed. Agreed. I'm a split definition. I don't know if my spleen is defined. I do have a lot of defined I don't have my head. So what is not defined? I'll tell you that. My head and the joint right below,
Dashna.
right, the ajna, and my heart and my solar plexus. Those are not defined. Everything else is defined.
If your emotional authority, your solar plexus is defined. Is your solar plexus not defined?
I'm emotional authority. Wait a minute, ain't that solar plexus? Ain't that the little big box? Ain't that the one for the generators only?
The generator is the triangle that's red,
Okay, yeah,
and
no.
that's the
Okay.
sacral.
Okay,
So
my bad. Yes.
next
So
to it,
my solar plexus is defined.
if your
Yep.
yes, your solar plexus, you're only an emotional authority if your solar plexus is defined. And 50% of the population has that solar plexus definition.
Yes.
And so when you have your solar plexus defined, is your G center defined? The
Yes.
square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your square being defined means that you have a really strong sense of self. That you came here with your sense of self. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know where you belong. And why I say to look at your definition is because those are your power centers. That's you. That's you. Anything that's blank, it's not you. So you already know your thoughts aren't your own. The way that you process those thoughts is unreliable as hell because it's different every time. You're literally an antenna. When you have both of these, you're like an antenna. You're receiving messages all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
need to cover your head more. You need to
Mm.
wear hats. You need to wear wraps because when you have your head exposed, you're
Wear wigs. No.
consistently
Mhm.
shit is just coming in. Like you
Yep.
get ideas like crazy. Like things are just flowing consistently into you. Your
Yep.
pressure, because the head is a pressure center, also makes you feel a lot of pressure. And if you have your root open too, ooh,
No, my root is defined.
okay. Mine isn't. That's why I'm like, I know that pressure because
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly feeling pressure. Um, but so your root is defined. That means timing. That means your pulse. That means your connection with the earth. That means you know you have a right timing for things. That's also a power. So your places where you have definition, that's you those look into those, search those, get to know that, and know that those are your strengths because those are your tools. That's what's helping you when you have to make decisions. If your spleen is defined, your spleen is your intuition. And like I said earlier, your intuition speaks very softly. very softly. It's very like poof, it's quick and it goes away. And it's so quick and it goes away, so you brush it off. We all do this. We all brush that shit off immediately because it's like, oh, I almost felt like that, but you think that
Yeah.
because it wasn't loud and it didn't stick that it doesn't matter, but really that shit matters. Like that
Yep.
shit done told you. Like that little blip told you. And I know that I can go down so many experiences of my life where I did not listen to that. And I went back and I was like, I had a little gnawing feeling that I shouldn't have done this, but I did it anyway. And that shit done fucked
Yep.
me up. Good night, LaShawn. So good to see you. But if your spleen is defined, then your intuition. Your intuition is something else that you're supposed to really tap into. If your spleen is undefined, it means you get a lot of messages when it comes to your instinctual hit, and that is not necessarily what you use to make decisions. If it's open, then you don't
I'm
necessarily
gonna send you my
lead
chart
with that.
so you can tell me because I don't know.
Yeah, send it to me.
I
But
will.
essentially, you have to wait for a calm once you ride the wave. You have to ride the wave. You have to go up the ups and the downs of it and then reach a calm point. And when you reach a calm point in your emotions, you ask yourself again and see what your response is, and that's your response. Like you ride that wave. And you know that if it's a no, it's a no. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll have a knowing and you don't know how you know it, but
Yep.
you have to reach a calm and you have to be able to say yes or no with that calm. And if you don't feel it, then it's not time for that decision to be made. It's not. It's just you need to write it out longer.
Makes sense. I feel that. Thank you, Claudia. Look at this. This is our first night. Yes, this is the first time our human design expert has gone through each and every person. Sunshine is hanging in there with us. It is just me, you, and Sunshine right now. So, those who have tapped in, thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot about yourselves. I hope you pulled your charts and was able to tap in. She actually went through basically all of the groups. You had everybody on here. I feel like you had a manifested generator, generators, projector. The only thing we didn't have was a reflector up on this joint, and we know that those are very rare. It's like 1% of the population, like Till Swan and shit. So I'm sure on the next time she will be back next month, we'll have more guests who have been previous guests on our show that she can tap into. And again, make sure you have your chart. You have looked into your own personal human design. Again, I knew about numerology. I knew about astrology. I had no freaking clue about human design. But once I tapped in, it made so much sense. A lot of people will tell me, oh, don't use that as an excuse. You're a projector. Listen, it's not. It just correlates with who I've always been. I just know now that I need more rest because I'm a projector. I know now that I'm a split definition and my Libra makes me like one-on-one one-on-one connections more than big group connections, and that when I'm with someone I can pull into their energy and absorb them. And that's something I knew about myself, but connecting it to human design actually let me dig deeper into it. So thank you so much, Claudia, for sharing your knowledge for free here on Pronoia Star Seed Podcast. She is our human design expert. Sunshine, any other questions since you're the last one here standing with us? Any questions for Claudia before we close out tonight?
You're muted.
Oh, there she go. Oh, wait, hold on. There you go.
Oh, I kept getting muted. But I was just looking at the empty spaces on my chart. Really, I had like the empty heart space on mine. I have a lot of empty spaces. I really only have like my solar and my throat are the only defined spaces that I have. Everything else is empty, and then I just have like a bunch of lines. I guess like bridges. The little that's all I got. So I guess I had a question about like I know you said keeping my head covered because I do get a lot of intrusive thoughts. And that was like a question I had earlier. I was talking to my girlfriend, and I was like, I'd be scared because like I'm a Virgo stellium, so like I'm naturally an overthinker. Like that's just there's no turn off on that shit like at all. So it's like, are my intrusive thoughts being manifested? Like, is there a way to block that if that's what's happening here? Because like crazy stuff keep happening to me, but if I keep it 100, I thought about this randomly and told myself, all right, we're not going to think about that. And now I'm here and it happened to me.
Whew. Okay. So you are an antenna also. Like you're consistently, your thoughts are not your own. Okay. Your thoughts are not your own. It's all a collection of your environment. It's where it's like you're just picking up. You can literally, and it's funny because I taught a class and I told most of the people in the room, I was like, you can literally hear people's thoughts. Like you can hear people's thoughts. Telepathy comes easy to you because you have this open head and this open ashna, and it causes a lot of chaos and confusion. And yes, you could fall prey to like creating things that you didn't even necessarily intend on creating. But here's why. It's because you thought the thought and then you lingered on it. And what happens to most of us and how we create shit in our lives is because we hold on to shit that does not belong to us. So if you have a thought that's wild, you have to start learning and how to train yourself to just observe it and let it go and not attach to it. Because the moment that you attach to it and you put a feeling on it, then you're starting to create it. The moment that you allow it to sit there and you give it a little bit more energy, and we do this oftentimes without even thinking. That's why self-exploration is. That's why like learning how to meditate, learning how to quiet your mind is important. Learning how to isolate. You have to spend time by yourself because you're consistently with only two defined centers. That means energy is coming into you consistently. That's not yours. So often you have to shield yourself. I would do a lot of cleansing, definitely a lot of palo, definitely a lot of sage, baths. Like keep your aura fresh and protect it because and absolutely like I have an open hand. I haven't defined national, but I have an open hand, and I know that I have to cover my I most of the time I have my head covered. Most of the time. Like it's very rare. Like I have to feel very free and like inspired to like not have my head covered because I feel like I'm consistently picking up other people's shit and I don't want it. So it helps. It helps. Having the awareness that your thoughts are not your own and that most of the things that comes to your head is not yours, you can choose. You can tell yourself to choose the positive ones, to keep the ones that are good for you, and to let go of the rest. You can set those intentions for yourself to make it better, to make the process better. Start becoming really aware of what's you. And because you have such little definition, your emotions and your throat. So those are your power centers. Like your throat, the throat is what makes you a manifester. Having an energy center or power center connected to your throat is what makes you a manifester. If there was like a split, if those things weren't connected, you'd be a projector. You'd be a projector because you have so many empty spaces. So it means you're a single definition because those things have to be connected in your chart in order for you to be a projector. But you have to really start learning how to discern your emotional state when it comes to the things that you're wanting to manifest in your life. Um, allowing those emotional waves when you get an idea that you like, when something comes to you that you like, right? You get an inspiration, something feels good about this. Allow yourself to ride the emotional wave on it. Don't move on it immediately. Allow your emotional wave to run on it and then make that determination. Okay, this is for me. I want this. I'm going for this. And then watch the path. The path unfolds for you. The path opens up for you very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. And like sometimes you even forget that you started manifesting it to begin with, and the shit will happen, and then you won't even. And this is what happens to manifestors, and why y'all don't remember that you're powerful, because you'll forget that you fucking planted those seeds, and then you'll be like, yeah, whatever, like that just happened, and then people around you be like, yo, like this person doesn't even know, doesn't even realize how I witnessed this. It's the people around you that will remind you of your power. Like they'll be like, yo, you literally said that this was gonna happen, that you were gonna do this. I love manifestors. For some reason, I have been blessed with knowing a lot of manifestors. I feel like it has been to inspire me, because the way that manifestors move is inspiring. It's like I've I've witnessed it so much, and this was without even knowing human design before. This was just people that have always inspired me to like move, to like do something, because it's like I see them. It's like I want this, and then you see them just going for it. And I'm like, shit, like how? How do you just do that? You have to understand that a lot of everything else you get from the outside in. Your fear, having your heart open in human design, that's your willpower. It can be detrimental, and most of us very I think it's like one third of the population has their heart defined. And when you don't have your heart defined, you have this energy of feeling like you have to prove a point, or like you have to prove yourself. And so that becomes very detrimental to us, because we're not doing things for ourselves at that point. We're doing things to prove something for somebody else. And that tends to drag us down. That's why I love human design and I love self development work, because it's really about understanding your bottom line, understanding why you're here, and then doing away with all the shit that is not you. Just like if you find yourself wanting to prove something, if you find yourself being motivated because of somebody else, then that is an indication that it's not for you, that that wasn't yours, that that was implanted. People around you will be trying to influence you, do influence you. You have a really open aura, so you have to be protective. And your aura is naturally protective. As a manifestor, your aura is protecting you at all times. It is pushing things away that aren't for you. So you just have to keep helping that process. So like a big thing that I suggest, absolutely cover your head as much as possible, especially when you're in rooms full of a lot of people, and protect yourself. You know, those protective jewelry, protective things, shield yourself, cleanse your energy, make sure that you're making a lot of time for yourself to be in your own energy. Because only when you are alone and in your own energy are you at the purest, most stable place for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. See? So we do here. We get them answers. Okay. All right, Claudia. This has been your very first show as the human design expert. I did bring on a lot of guests today because a lot of people had questions. I was like, look, we might have to break it up next time, maybe like 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. We'll see. We'll see. But the next season it starts in February. So Claudia will be back with us next month, y'all. She will be back again with us in next month. Then we're on a break in January. We'll be taking a break, and then we'll be back for season 4 of Pronoia Star Seed podcast in February. So make sure you got your charts. I hope y'all in the audience really did get a lot out of this. I did. I learned a lot about the not just me as a projector, and my other projector sister who was there. She was definitely getting it, and she loved it. Like I'm telling you, A-Rod's got something out of this. And also, I want to say thank you, Sunshine, for hanging in there with us. She came in from the beginning. She been here to the end. I knew my sister was gonna ride out with us today, though. I knew it. My manifested sister, she was listening. She was listening. All those who stuck out there in the audience, thank you so much. LaShawn, 100 Black Roke. Let's see what else we got. Who else we got? We got a lot of folks I wanted to give a shout out to. Thank you all for being in the building. Claudia, what else do you have to say before we wrap it up?
I had so much fun. Thank you.
You're
It was a lot
welcome.
of people, a lot of different energy. Reflectors, yeah. I mean, if any reflectors comes through in the audience, show yourself, right?
Right.
Show yourself. Um, I love talking about human design. I love things that are empowering. And I hope that everyone was able to get something to empower them to really follow your truth, follow your passion, like show yourself. And yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting the space, Foxy.
Always
I
magical.
I love it. It's always a good time. I feel like so much energy and I'm so grateful. I'm just grateful. I'm excited. Anybody in the future for next month, if you have questions, come through, put them in the comments.
Yep.
Send Pranoya Starcy podcast questions that we can address in the next episode too, if you have
There you
something
go.
specific, so that way we have things and
Yep.
we can pass on the knowledge, because a lot of this is to empower you on your journey to yourself, on your journey to your truth, to your purpose. And so join us and be a willing and active participant in the process.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Claudia, for accepting the invitation. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for coming back next month. And thank you for sharing your knowledge. Again, Claudia has studied human design for years. Okay. This is not like something new for her. Me, it's new. Okay. So that's why I be trying to tell you, I can give you what I can give you, but I can't give it all to you. And look, I am a jack of a lot of trades and a master of none, but it's better sometimes to be a jack of all trades, right? So I will say, I know a lot of people who know a lot of things and they will come here. But Claudia, she knows a lot of things. That's why we had people over here ask for tarot readings and shit. They was like, yo, I need a reading. Something's going on. I'm like, no, she's not doing that tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. But I will say, my beautiful sister, Sunshine Monet L. Yes, she has a song called I Am. We're going to go out with that song tonight. Yes, I love it. Yes, I always play Trap Formation, y'all. I always play Trap Formation. But
I
tonight,
love it.
me too. I love
It's
it.
so dope.
It
Yeah.
is, and it's very inspiring, just like she is. Yes. But like I told you, next time we in the building with, I don't give a damn who it is. You better grab that mic, be like, I am Sunshine Monet L, and we about to make this shit happen, because she is a manifester. She makes shit happen. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much for being in the building. Thank you, Starseeds, for tapping in. Know that the universe is always, 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 always working in your favor, no matter what it seems like on the outside. Know that things behind the scenes are always working for you. So stay positive. We are going out again with I Am by my girl Sunshine Monet L. Good night, Starseeds. Peace and blessings.
I am intentional. I am original. Yes, I am mystical, more than the physical. God made my visuals. Appearance is biblical, mythical. My presence is critical, invincible. My presence is cyclical, miracle. My thoughts are medicinal. I spit these principles so unconditional, pivotal. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I am my ancestors' child supreme. I am my ancestors' silent screams. I have my ancestors' zeitgeist themes compiled in me, cause I am Aphrodite. My aura glowing brightly, and I'm good like a Friday. Duality right like a Pisces. Talking through a shoe, and now I am Ogun. Putting prey on your harpoon, telling the shooters when to shoot. In the name of love from Oshun. Play their game by our rules. Say our names, speak our truth. But first is destruction, cause I am Harriet Tubman. Yes, I put the spirit in gunmen. I am the one who was summoned, and I am the one who is coming. Yes, I am the one who summons, and I am the one who was summoned. I am the one who summons, and I am the one who was summoned. Cause I am a Sata Shakur. I know what all of my energy's for. Cause I am Harriet Tubman. I put the spirit all up in these gunmen. Channeling Miami Phipps, trying to elevate the psyche of these kids. Cause I am Joanne, speaking my peace as loud as I can. Cause I am Eliza, my words like swords on fire. I'll leave nothing behind us, cause I am Ramona. Leave you breathless like Corona. Bow down to my persona, cause I am the truth like Sojourn. Ain't I a woman, black man, come home. Cause I am the truth like Sojourn. Ain't I a woman, black man, come home. Black man, come home. Come home, come home. Come home, come home, black man, come home. Come claim your throne. Black man, come home. Black man, come home. Black man, come home. Black man, come home.
Cause I am the truth like Sojourn. Ain't I a woman, black man, come home.
I am intentional, I am the sun, I am original, I am the one. I am intentional, I am the sun, I am original, I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I have ambition, I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. My journey is in no competition. I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique, I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I can create my own reality. I am the best me that I can be. I am manifestation. I am present and patient. I am confident, I am opulent, I am destined for greatness. I am prominent, I'm the consequence of God's love for creation. I am competent, I am proud of it, I am courageous. I am happiness, my energy's contagious. I'm a champion, take it and embrace it. I am another queen in the making. I am here to succeed with determination. I have a positive ambiance. I am so grateful, so gracias. I am the one I can call upon. I am my own lucky charm. I am intentional, I am the sun. I am original, I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional, I am the sun. I am original, I am the one. I have a